Good evening, everybody. It is from three different parts of the world on Combat Culture. I'm Matt Ryan, joined as per usual, but not here in studio tonight. It is in another part of the world. He's taller than me tonight for reasons that I don't necessarily understand, but it's Brendan Sokler. Brendan, you are not with us tonight because your cat decided to do something very, very silly.
He ate a fucking Nerf dart.
Why
Dreadful.
was there a Nerf dart in your home?
So, Nandor the Relentless, who is my cat, uh, really likes projectiles. You throw a thing and then he runs after it. Well, we just kind of figured, hey, what'd be great? We'll get that, old school, 8-year-old feeling of shooting a Nerf dart, and he loved it. So much that it needed to be part of him. And then it decided to stay part of him. And then he had surgery. So, I'm coming in from my home in Manhattan, New York. And yeah, I'm excited to be here, gang.
I am excited to have you back, and I'm excited to
Also,
be
he's
back.
doing very well. He's
Yes, that
doing
that
very
was the
well
initial
post-surgery.
question.
I didn't want to leave that dangling for
Yeah,
anyone who's like,
Na-
yeah, that's nice that you live in Manhattan. The fuck happened to the cat?
yeah. The
He's
chat,
doing
the
well.
chat, the chat should not be concerned. The cat is okay, and we are also okay. Olive the Fat Baby also joining us here tonight in the main studio, somewhere in the Outer Banks of New Jersey's finest swamps. But we're not alone. On the other side of the metaphorical glass, joining us in studio once again is the lovely and talented Stephanie Sotilli. Hi, Steph. Happy New Year.
Hello, yes, it's the 22nd. Happy
Well, this is
New
the
Year to
first time
you.
we've been on this year. You jerk off. And also, our producer tonight on the other studio, in the other time zone, is Case Harts. Case, thank you as always. We'll be hearing from him throughout the evening, whether or not things are on fire, any interesting stats, or if he just wants to say hello to the audience. But we're going to be covering all the main card fights right now. Remy Barcelos' face is looking bad. Like, it's 7 days exposure in the sun bad. It ain't good for my man Remy right now. But we're gonna run down the card tonight, and as always, we want you to be a part of the conversation. We want you to be in the chat. Shout out to Fury Fleming, Isaiah Flores saying "ONG" or "ong." I believe that is only nipples grande. That's what that means. That's in.
Science.
As you can
Facts.
tell, I am obviously trained in improv. But taking a look at the content tonight, we are all live across the Combat Culture Network and taking a look at this card. Starting things off in the welterweight division, it'll be Trevin Giles going up against Michael Morales. Morales undefeated, making his UFC debut on a pay-per-view main card. That is going to be an interesting one. We had a few fights drop off this card, including Greg Hardy. It would have been fun to watch Greg Hardy get beaten up in front of a live television audience, but sadly that's not happening tonight.
Matt, why is Greg Hardy off the card?
He got injured in
Oh,
training.
uh, injured real
To,
bad.
a, to quote the late great Buddy Rogers, to a nicer guy, it couldn't happen. Next contest in the bantamweight division, it's Side Nurmagomedov. There we go. It's been a while since I've had to say that name.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna take a drink every time that we fuck up one of the fighters' names.
Side Nurmagomedov going up against Cody Starman. Nurmagomedov coming off a KO win back in 2020. This is the first time since 2020 we're going to see Nurmagomedov inside the octagon. Going up against Starman, who's got 2 straight unanimous decision wins over Merab Dvalishvili and Jimmy Rivera. And then we move on to one of my a real-life Tekken fighter, Michel Pereira, going up against Andre Fiallo. Fiallo on a 4-fight winning streak ahead of his UFC debut. Another UFC debut on a main card pay-per-view, Brendan. It feels like 1999 all over again.
Well, I mean, listen, it doesn't hurt the UFC to have a couple of star-making performances happen tonight. I mean, God knows our co-main for the evening. I hadn't known much about the fighters until they were fighting at the championship level, and hot damn did they make me fans of them. I mean, it is something truly exciting when you get to be on that big stage, when the adrenaline is kicking, and knowing that, hey, you're up for them pay-per-view bonuses, gang. Like, this is going to be a series of fights, I hope, knock on desk, that they take advantage of it, because it could be a bunch of sleeper bangers, and we damn well know the main and co-main are going to be juicy.
Oh, certainly, certainly, certainly. And a shout out to Charlene, who joins us every single show. If you're a first time viewer or a long time viewer, we thank you for spending your evenings, your fight nights with us. And also, shout out to Charlene. She watched me on Wrestling Observer Live a couple of weeks
Hey,
ago with Andrew Zarian. That was awesome to see. And we're glad to see everybody back here tonight. If you are a first timer and you're enjoying the show so far, be sure to like, comment, and also subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Dig deep into the combat culture content produced by people like our good friend Case Harts and amongst others. Also, it's contract time, so you may see more stuff from us. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out next week. But more importantly, we continue with the card here. This is not going to be a YMB show tonight, but we go to the co-main event, the flyweight title, the UFC flyweight champion Brandon Moreno against Deiveson Figueiredo in a fight of the year candidate on the first pay-per-view card of the year. Because if you have not seen the first two Figueiredo and Moreno fights, you need help. You need to find something. I don't know what it is. Dignity, sanity, a therapist, an ESPN Plus subscription, which you can sign up for in the info below, in the description below. Those two fights, the first fight and the second fight, all predicated on a dick kick, Brendan. That 1 point being taken away from Figueiredo, set up for the draw, that's set up for the rematch, that's set up for tonight. And I cannot wait to see this fight. In any other situation, this is the main event of any other pay-per-view, unless it involved Amanda Nunes and McGregor or the lightweight division. This is the main, like, there's very few exceptions to this being a co-main event and not the main event.
I mean, like all great dramatic stories, like Hamlet before it all, the pivot point is around a dick kick of just the greatest stories.
That is what happened in Hamlet. It wasn't about a Danish prince whose dad was killed. It was actually about a Danish dude getting kicked in the jelly beans.
Absolutely. And important fact that is actually real. One of the important points in Hamlet is they're pirates. He hangs out with pirates. I think that should be noted. Anyway, this fight, if you are an MMA fan, I mean, it's the best. It has been utterly dramatic to watch it go in these two fights, and the conclusion should be nothing short of fireworks. It is knocking at the door like Olive's tail against the couch. Like, it is ready.
She is digging deep right now for some updates throughout the night. If you own a dog, be sure to know that Olive will be giving play-by-play and color commentary. We don't have SAP, we have DAP, and that's dog access programming. But yeah, no, this fight is going to be nuts. Taking a look in the chat right now. Shout out to Lane Summers, who says, Captain Lou and Mini Miz, way better commentary than DC. So the first, if you were playing Combat Culture Bingo, it wasn't Macaulay Culkin, it wasn't Zach Galifianakis, it wasn't even the rare Jerry Garcia. It was Captain Lou starting things off tonight. This is what I get for washing my hair today. And Mini Miz, not Macaulay Culkin, which is something you...
Yeah. Listen, I'll take it because I also have had my quota for the week of being Macaulay Culkin, so I've tapped out on that. Okay with that. And also, Fleming was asking, what is in the cup, Brendan? And this is Old Forester, single barrel strength. Put a little stone coat on it. Utterly great from Roma Wine and Liquors. Not our sponsor, but delicious nonetheless. We like to drink it.
And I am drinking a 19 Crimes Red, an Australian red, aged in rum bottles.
Ooh.
Very delicious.
Love that. Yeah.
Charlene, if you missed the start of the show, Brendan is at home. He's in his home.
Because my cat was sick and got out of surgery. But he's doing fine. And you also might see a cameo from my other cat, Coach Ted Lasso. He's adorable. He's around somewhere. But Matt, also, can we talk about this main event of the prelims that is just a banger and a half?
Barcelos and Henry are lighting each other up the same way that the Tennessee Titans defensive line did to Joe Burrow earlier today. They are lighting each other up. Also, throughout the night, I will be checking the score of the Niners-Packers game, mainly because I want to see what happens if Aaron Rodgers loses, because I feel like a small economy could collapse from that, and it would be interesting to watch. but both men standing and trading in the center of the octagon with 43 seconds left to go. We're going to go over our main event, and at the top of the hour, we're going to play our favorite game, closest to the hole, the closest to the start, and sweet criminy! Barcelos just lefts and rights from the center of hell. Significant strikes. Barcelos 44, 58, and 54. Henry 50, 60, and 67. They have thrown over 150 significant strikes apiece in this fight.
It's utterly incredible, Matt. Like, the output at this weight division is filthy. And you know what? I think this also sets the tone for the main card. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, in that so many people are making their debut, their pay-per-view debut, on this card. This says, top that, motherfuckers. And I hope someone does.
In the early goings of this card, too, a great fight. And is that Josh? Is that the War Master? Was that Josh Barnett just now?
God, yes.
Papa bless Josh Barnett. Sean Foster asking in the chat, is Figueiredo in Moreno's head? You know, I'd have to make an argument for that, because that first fight and the lead up to this fight, Figueiredo's got the advantage. I don't know, but Case, if you could check this, but the live line right now, for this fight and where we're seeing with that, because Figueiredo may be the favorite coming into this fight. That armbar caught him, but if this fight goes the way the first fight went, Figueiredo is a dick kick away from winning back his belt.
I mean,
on it now.
It honestly reminds me a little bit of the JDS Cain Velasquez series, where I'm like, yeah, you could win it back.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, I would not be against Figueiredo winning it. I'm not against Figueiredo winning it. Like,
it's so close in my head. It's so close in my head. All I'm sure about in that is that it should be pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more than good. And then we got the main event tonight. Sean Foster saying, I'm scared for Moreno and my bank account. That's fair. That's fair. I write a column for Bookmakers Review about the lock of the week on the UFC cards. I was asked for my lock of the week. You want to know what that was, Brendan?
Not this fucking fight, Matt.
No, it is this fight. It's the over. I'm taking the over of 4.5 rounds because it's plus money. Or it's close to plus money, and it's very, very good, very advantageous. And Henry getting the win there over Barcelos in a fight where Dana White's going to have to be compelled to pull some money out of his very, very, very tight fancy pants pockets to pay. You know, that 18%, you got to start that early. Got to pay that dividend early. Get that out of the way.
Hey, Jake Paul is pulling on those pockets, Matt. Come on. Also, speaking of Josh Barnett, you know who's good friends with him?
That would be, I believe, Chris Dickinson?
Chris Dickinson, who we just did a show. Matt and I work in professional wrestling as well. And with Catalyst Wrestling, we had a great show in Brooklyn recently with the NWA champion Trevor Murdoch, the ROH Pure champion Josh Woods, and of course our champion Darius Carter. It was a kick-ass show. And the thing that we were doing is we partnered with a app called Rizzle. Great app. It's like TikTok, but if they actually funded content creators before they hit $1 million. You can pitch an idea and maybe get paid to make a thing. But the thing that we are doing is that Catalyst Wrestling is donating $1 up to $500 for every new user who makes a video. It can be any video. I suggest it's like, hey, get well soon, Chris, because Chris Dickinson broke his hip.
He done broke his hip. And not in like the old lady way in the shower, but fighting Pride and Pancrase legend Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
So we here at Combat Culture, primarily me and Brendan, want to raise money for him. So right now, if you download the Rizzle app and use the hashtag #HelpDirtyDaddy in your video, we will be donating up to $500 to that. We won't be dropping that in the chat tonight, but please go to Catalyst Wrestling across social media, at Catalyst Wrestle for more information on that. Download Rizzle today. But we're downloading this card. We are 3 minutes away from the main pay-per-view card. For those just tuning in, I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler. On the other side of the metaphorical glass is Stephanie Sotilli and also Olive the Fat. that baby. And in the state that's deep and bright, deep in the heart of Texas, it is Case Harts, our producer tonight, taking through our main event tonight. James C. predicting Gane with the upset, which is an interesting pick. It's a battle for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. The interim champion Ciryl Gane going up against Francis Ngannou in Ngannou's first title defense, Brendan.
Yes.
Heading into this fight tonight.
Don't you mean Cyril's first title defense?
Is that where you are right now? Are you
No,
on the Ciryl Gane train?
No, not even. Frankly, I think this is a very interesting fight because Ciryl has not necessarily fought. Francis Ngannou was kind of in a class of his own in terms of competition. Like, I was going to say, like, someone of this level, but he is his own thing. But he has lost, and Ciryl Gane hasn't. I mean, that Derek Lewis fight was certainly fucking fascinating, but that's a good long while ago. And what does it mean when Ciryl Gane is across the octagon from someone who he knows, someone who he's trained with, someone who, not necessarily a similar path, because if you've ever gone through that Twitter thread of what Francis Ngannou's life was like to get where he is, you cannot help but love the man. I have no ill feelings towards Ciryl Gane. He's undefeated, and he is a bad, bad mamma jamma. But I'm thinking that it is Francis Ngannou via death punch through his person. But, you know, I wish both fighters the best. I think this is going to be fantastic, and I would not bet on this making it past the first.
That's a fair prediction. You know, Ciryl Gane obviously has a lot to fight for, but Francis Ngannou, in comparison to every other fighter on this card tonight, is fighting for the future of his career.
And listen, everything up to this point has been a struggle for Ciryl Gane. Like, I encourage you, if you have a moment, look up his story. It's incredible. I won't do it justice. There's too much detail of a person overcoming adversity in order to reach the highest of highs. And Matt is absolutely right. He is fighting for his career. And it is something where a lot of fighters are fighting for a larger thing to be happening within the world of mixed martial arts. And Francis Ngannou is one of them. Fighters should be getting really good pay if you get punched in the face. And, you know, I really hope for his sake and for the sake of all fighters that Francis Ngannou takes this. But also if Ciryl Gane takes this and then goes, and now my new manager, Jake Paul. Sure, fuck it. I just want everyone to get paid well. Fuck. There we go. So I honestly do also think that like Ciryl Gane might be a bit more of a diverse striker within this. Like, Ngannou's got the power, Matt, but Gane has the angles. I don't know. Tell me where your head's at. Tell me where your heart's at. And then, Case, I want to hear what you think about this, brother.
Well, let's check the chat real quick. Remember when Ngannou lost to Derek Lewis, Fosushi said that's a completely different Francis Ngannou than the Francis Ngannou we're seeing tonight. The Francis Ngannou who took that loss a few years ago, was coming off of the biggest fight of his career, his first loss of his career to Stipe Miocic. I don't think he was in a right place to take that fight against Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis kind of seemingly was in a weird place in his career as well. We saw statistically that was the worst fight in modern UFC heavyweight history. But since then, this has been a new Francis Ngannou. It's been a more focused Francis Ngannou. And tonight, he's not just fighting against Ciryl Gane. He's fighting against Dana White. He's fighting against, you know, the entire industry.
Former trainer.
Yeah,
his former trainer as well.
Yeah, but it's more about dealing with all of that, the pressure of his first title defense, having to face a former teammate, having to deal with all these issues. And if he loses tonight, where does his career go? What comes from this? What's next for Francis Ngannou? A win secures him another year in the UFC. It probably doubles up his value, and he may not have to fight for another year and wait out this deal. It gives him all of the leverage. For Ciryl Gane, it's an opportunity for him to rapidly rise faster than pretty much any heavyweight since Brock Lesnar, I think, to the heavyweight championship. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Fosushi saying Ngannou is inconsistent. And Trigger D, thank you so much. He lost before he was in the UFC, but biggest fight of his career. Sorry, I don't have the record retained in my memory, mainly because of alcohol and sadness. But Louis Dwyer asking, where's the real live stream? ESPN.com. You can do that. You can click the link in the description and sign up for ESPN Plus there, because you're gonna have to deal with our beautiful faces tonight, and not the actual pay-per-view, because you have to pay money for that. That's what you have to do. But the main broadcast starting right now. It is 10:04 in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and it is time to play our favorite game, the closest to the hole. It is time to figure out what time the first fight will walk into the ring. Brendan, I believe I won last time.
I thought Steph won last time.
Well, no, we did this when Steph was out. Steph, did you win the last time?
I actually don't believe so.
I believe Steph was off-site for that, so she wasn't a part of the show. But it was actually, I believe, I won Paul Woodley too. That was the last fight of the year. So
Gotcha.
technically,
All
I
right,
can choose.
Matt.
And I will go last, and I will ask Brendan to start things off.
I hate this. Why do I always get in first? Okay, great. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go 10-18.
10:18.
Yeah.
Case Harts, what about you? What time do you think the main card's starting tonight?
I'm gonna go 10:24.
10:24.
We lost a lot of fights. They're gonna milk it. They're gonna give us that slow pacing tonight. But before I move on, I wanted to give you guys the odds for Moreno versus Figueiredo. It's -190 Moreno and +160 Figueiredo.
So Figueiredo walking into this one, the underdog. Very interesting. And those came from DraftKings or Bet Online?
DraftKings.
All right, thank you, DraftKings. And if you want to be fancy and help us out, there's a DraftKings description that Steph just dropped in the chat for tonight. So click the thing, do the thing, and hang out with us here at Combat Culture. Lauren Wilson saying 10:15. Toker 88, a long time saying 10:17. Charlene saying 10:13. Brendan said 10:18. And Kay said 10:24. Stephanie Sotilli. What time is the first fight walking to the cage tonight? Yes.
10:19.
10:19 for Stephanie Sotilli.
Dare you?
I am going to take 10:17:30. So 10:17:30 is my time for tonight. Fury Fleming saying Moreno's defending his title, but Figueiredo coming into that second fight was a freight train. He took the Moreno fight a month after his first title defense. So you would have thought that would have been a thing. Trigger D saying 11:30. That is, if it's 11:30, we're gonna have to start like playing party games or something. Turn on the football game, because that would be the only. No, Moreno has not started yet. The main event has not started. None of the main fights have started yet. We are looking at a video package for Francis Ngannou. And if you're just joining us here on Combat Culture, I'm Matt Ryan, Brendan Sokler, the other one. On the other side of the fake glass is Stephanie Sotilli, and in his studio somewhere in the grand state of Tejas, possibly in a bunker somewhere right outside of Plano, it is Case Harts. And Trigger Pip predicting disaster. That is very true. And let us know in the chat what you think, what you're predicting, who you think is going to walk out of the card tonight with the W, and give us some other predictions. Let us know fight of the night, and we usually have a question of the night on this show. Let's see. What kind of question should be the time? We'll come up with it a little bit later on. But AJ, big love from Boston. Glad to have you as always, AJ, and everybody joining us for the first time. Looking at highlights of Ciryl Gane. Gane is a killer, man. Gane's a bad dude. He knocked out Derek Lewis. In terms of common opponents, Derek Lewis is the only thing that separates Ngannou and Gane. With the knockout win over Derek Lewis and Ngannou going the distance. For
He
me,
looks horrifying in these highlights. Good God.
Yeah. Gane's an angry man. He's a very angry human being. When you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, squaring off for the weigh-ins, Ngannou suit game on point, just quality stuff.
Yeah, he got the fancy stuff on tonight. The Bald Boys are calling the main pay-per-view card. If you're watching us and watching them at the same time, thank you for listening to us while you watch the fights. That always means a lot to us that you choose us over the main broadcast team, which tonight is John Anik, Joe Rogan, looking more and more like a young Burgess Meredith, and Daniel Cormier. Actually, you know what? He looks like the boss from Reservoir Dogs. He looks like Lawrence Tierney. That's what he's. Joe Rogan's turning into Lawrence Tierney, and it's all that horse dewormer. But checking in, Ozzy Guyett saying shout out from the big fat northern Wisconsin. Shout out Wisconsin. Olive very very excited that Wisconsin in the house tonight, but. It is three very disparate hairstyles compared from the main commentary team to us, Brendan.
I mean, in that we have it, Matt? Is that what we're going?
Yes, that's the implication, is that we are the fancy-haired boys.
I like this in that we do regularly get comments about that. Speaking of comments, Matt, how do we think this whole Spotify thing shakes out with Joey Rogues?
I don't want to tread too much on that, but in regards to the future, I don't think it changes much for Rogan. I don't think, because we live in a content space, and right now Spotify doesn't really, unless it directly affects their bottom line, nothing's going to change. But take a look at the chat here. Shout to Cat's Meow in Nebraska. A lot of the cold weather states watching us tonight. That's the interesting thing about tonight, is that it is freezing here in New York, and
yeah, it's terrible. What's wrong with this?
But and just a Figueiredo highlight. I believe that's from the Benavidez fight. He just punched the man in the face and he collapsed, like he toppled like a Jenga tower.
You love to see it, Matt. And this God of War streak that he has in he's so scary.
He's 125 pounds and he could murder us with a stare.
Yeah.
I think I'm two of him.
Yeah.
So that's not great. That's not great for me, but Figueiredo getting his full Conor McGregor on. If you look at the DraftKings got a favorite parlay. Gane at -145, Moreno at -180, and Michelle Pereira at -280. $100 pays you $257. That is a very solid parlay. Take a look at the chat here. Gophers with a Z, obviously very fancy. Francis and Ciryl both approached Jairzinho Rosenstruik differently. Francis put him away in 25 seconds, while Ciryl flummoxed him for 25 minutes. So it is essentially a different kind of strategy. It is more of the long game with Gane against people like that, and going up against Ngannou, who's got murder in his hands. You really are not in a situation where it's gonna end well for you. And Ngannou's the underdog in this fight. That confuses me. It could be about the mental game and all of the questions heading into this fight for Ngannou. But sweet mother of Batman, how do you think Francis Ngannou is an underdog in this fight? You have to, if it's in a pure vacuum, Ngannou's the favorite. But when you take a look at all the other components of this, Ngannou can be seen as the underdog. I don't feel like he is, but you have to wonder if he's going to be able to stand up to the call, if he's able to deal with all the pressure on top of him. We saw it in the first Stipe fight that he wasn't able to, and we saw the detritus effects in the fight against Derek Lewis. But Brendan, that is a weird one.
I mean, is it though, Matt? I mean, let me run some ideas by you. One, who is dealing with just immense amounts of pressure from the office and to be identified even as champion?
Francis. Oh no, I completely understand that. Like,
who likely has more ways to win? I'd say Gane. I think that Francis could end this at any given time and very, very quickly, but Gane has. I think he might have the cardio advantage. It's kind of hard to say, particularly at heavyweight. And then you have the whole trainer element of this. I mean, Gane's trainer was Francis's trainer. There's a lot of weird factors going into this that really do make for a perfect storm for Francis Ngannou to be the underdog. So, am I surprised? Yes. Am I shocked? Not necessarily.
Shout out to C4 San Diego saying, you fuckers tonight. Oh, you know that. But yeah, I get all of that. I don't disagree with that. I'm not disregarding that as we're seeing Pereira and pardon me. We got a cage walk. We got a cage walk at 10:14. That means at 10:17 and a half, I'm the closest one without going over. Oh, it feels so good.
I don't like this.
10:18.
Oh.
It feels so good to be so right all of the time.
Didn't I say 10:18?
Someone steps out. I asked this last
It's
time.
the walk to the cage. If someone's walking to the cage right now, that means I win. I'm the smart boy. I'm the MMA boy. I'm the one who wins. And that is where we are at tonight. Shout out to Marathon Refrigeration, a longtime viewer coming back. Fo Sushi saying, here we go.
Relation to Bob Vance.
Yes, interesting question, Marathon Refrigeration. Are you in fact related to or in fact Bob Vance? Charlene saying, you are over though. I'm over in my own mind. Not even over in my own family, but that is a different conversation. Shout out to Rick the Tank, low-level associate, donating $2 to the cause. Best play-by-play, hands down. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And we're getting ready for our opening fight of the evening. Shout out to Toker. Our opening content tonight is in welterweight division. Trevin Giles making his way to the cage, won 3 of his last 4 fights, finished 11 of 14 fights, 6 by knockout, 5 by submission. Brendan, he has the 9th highest strike accuracy in the middleweight division's history at 52.5.
I mean, that's pretty damn incredible. I mean, middleweight, you still have such a high level of speed. I think about the way that the moment someone says middleweight, my brain goes to Anderson Silva. And I think about just the level of speed and accuracy that he had. And to be in a top 10 list with him, it means you got something going on.
Yep. And also, shout out, you spoke about Anderson Silva. Champ's Chicken and Waffles, which is just right up the street from the studio here. I had lunch there today, and they had a painting of Angela Hill, and also a painting that featured Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Anderson the Spider Silva, and also Kimbo by God Slice. So you know what? My favorite restaurant now. They've won it. They've won the award. Also, they make a hell of a chicken and waffle.
Are you saying that Tyson shouldn't be on there?
No, I'm saying it's.
Which one are you saying shouldn't be on there?
It's not. All of them belong there.
Which one is not like the others?
I'm just celebrating the fact that they had a Kimbo Slice painting.
Oh yeah, no, I mean.
What's wrong with you?
That's the joke. I love Kimbo.
Okay.
American treasure. But
shout out to Stephen Kelleher joining us tonight. Always joining us, Stephen Kelleher, a sweetie. Michael Morales from Ecuador. Shout out Ecuador, Viva Ecuador. And all over 400 of you watching us on the Combat Culture Network. He's undefeated, Morales, walking into tonight. His UFC debut, that's right, his UFC debut, everybody, is on a pay-per-view main card. That is insane to me that we have a few debuts tonight, a few UFC debuts on a main card, and it's on a big pay-per-view. Anaheim seems to be heavyweight country because they have almost all the big heavyweight and light heavyweight fights in Anaheim. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it has something to do with Disney or possibly pie fights. I'm not sure. Olive, I don't know. I'm trying to get an answer for you. But finished 10 of his 12 wins, Brendan, 9 of them by knockout. He was awarded his contract on Dana White's Contender Series Season 5, Week 4. He's knocked out 9 of them, submitted 1 of them.
Damn. Oh, I mean, makes sense he's going in for a pay-per-view. Just getting slapped? Okay. I mean, I'm excited for this. Anytime an undefeated fighter is coming on, I get a little, what is this prospect doing? But also, more wins than our main event's interim heavyweight champion. Throwing that out, so... Yeah.
Trick B making a really good point. Undefeated against untested, Giles is the proven commodity. That is true. And that's going to be the real interesting part of this tonight is we see these debuts going up against tested fighters. Can all of them handle it in the big spotlight? Because this is a big opportunity for everybody, especially For Morales, it's his debut, but Giles got knocked out in July by Dricus du Plessis, derailing a 3-fight winning streak. He's been 3-3 in his last 6, all losses by way of stoppage, Brendan. And we're going to take a look at the tail of the tape here, presented by my diminishing mental capacity. Morales 22, Giles 29, both men 6 foot tall, both of them 170 pounds. But the big thing here is reach. Morales has a 79-inch reach to the 74-inch reach of Giles. So the longer-limbed fighter here, both same height, same size, and good Lord, Bruce Buffer's jacket. Oh, it looks like something Elvis took a shit in.
Does that mean he shit in the jacket or was wearing said jacket?
Yes.
Okay.
It means he died in the jacket. Man, them some curtains right there.
Yeah, that is Casino in the 1970s. I feel like he bought that at auction. It was the old curtains from the Flamingo, and then just pulled it down and just made that happen. It's a minus 110 pick'em between each fighters now, according to DraftKings. And when you take a look at that, it comes down to that, as Trigger D said, undefeated against untested. And we're going to get ready here for the opening fight of the main card. It is going to be Banana Pants. It's Trevin Giles and Michael Morales at welterweight. And Morales getting introduced here. It is once again a minus 110 pick'em. Brendan, on the spot right now, who you think's walking out with the win?
Oh, buddy. You know what? I think I may go Michael Morales. Yeah, I feel so unconfident on that fucking pick right now. But Michael Morales is where I am going. I am shooting my shot, and I am saying I think it is him.
Mike Beltran, our referee. We have a guest in studio tonight who's seeing Mike Beltran for the first time said, "Oh my God!" And yes, his beard is tremendous. Olive loves it too. Morales against Giles here. And we are almost ready to go. And here we go with round number 1 of 3 in the UFC middleweight division. Both fighters touch gloves and stand in the center of the octagon. Giles with a low kick will start things off with his outside leg, kicking the left leg of Morales. Morales once again getting hit with that right leg by Giles, who's leading with his left hand. Morales doing the same. Another leg kick missed that time by Giles. 4:38 left to go in round number 1. Both fighters pacing around. Giles covering up there. A leg kick and then a follow-through jab by Giles. Leg kick again, utilizing that reach early here. Left hand. Giles takes down Morales. Morales now up against the fence. Might be trying to avoid a takedown here. Trying to step in as Giles, trying to sweep out that left leg. But right now, Morales has stifled Giles after getting knocked on his ass by the UFC veteran. 4:06 left to go in round number 1. Morales trying to find a way out of this position, trying to find a way out of being in this attempted takedown. Waist lock applied, almost a judo throw by Giles, trying to change position now, but back to where they are right now. Morales having Giles strapped on him like a bass guitar, evades the slip with 3:44 left to go in the round. Morales and Giles slow dancing in the dark, a.k.a. being pressed up against that fence. And right now, with 3:35 left to go, Morales just trying to keep going here, breathe, and not get taken down, and he gets taken down, belly-to-belly suplex by Giles. Morales down now, and the right arm pinned onto the back of Morales. Morales trying to pivot out of here, trying to get into side control. Figure fouring the leg of Giles is Morales. He's got that right leg in a figure 4 position and trying to pop out of it and trying to take the back, and and rolling out of that is Morales. Right now, just a reverse sleeper hold, a sleeper hold style position, an RNC style position on the neck instead of taking the back. Reversing it here, trying to find something. 250 left to go. Walking up the body, trying to pull the triangle. Almost got the guillotine, and now Morales on both feet goes after Giles, and Giles presses Morales. Morales presses Giles against the fence.
I mean, Matt, it really did seem like that first hit that Morales took might have just been a misstep, but then Giles really came in for the kill repeatedly. That throw was absolutely gorgeous, but Morales really kept his cool within this. We'll see if Giles expended too much energy or if Morales took too much damage during that.
And right now, Morales pressing Giles against the fence. Giles' side pressed against the fence, trying to get into a good combat position, both fighters, and they'll press off here. Stand near the center of the octagon, near the Jackass Forever sign, painted on the carpet, because why not? Oh, and a leg kick by Morales, almost Charlie horsing Giles there. Caught him on the back of the calf. And now both men standing in the center of the octagon. Leg kick that time missed by Morales. Left-right combination. This time landed by Morales. Morales steps inside, misses with a flying right hand. And Giles, bouncing back, had the early portion of this round, but it's getting closer and closer to be a toss-up.
I mean, Matt, this is what I was saying. And we'll say often, like, if you are putting that much wrestling, that much holding someone down, you can exhaust yourself very easily. And Morales looked very cool, calm, and collected during a lot of that.
Yeah, he was just getting drained slowly. Oh, and an uppercut by Morales! Morales caught Giles! Giles now almost in the Luther Campbell position. 2 right hands to Giles by Morales, and these guys are swinging with a minute left to go, and Morales drops Giles with a right hand, and now is starting to beat on the Brat with a right hand. Now Morales stops the fight. It's over in the first. Morales steps up into the spotlight. No stage fright required. He is undefeated, gets his first UFC victory, and drops Trevin Giles to his second straight loss, 14-4 overall. Good Lord.
I mean, what a finish. And also, Giles being held by the referee. He's looking like he's going in for a takedown. Disbelief, but wrestling the wrong person. Hot damn, what a debut. Really impressive showing for Morales.
Morales standing on his stool, applauding the UFC fans, holding up his flag, shouting out his home country of Ecuador, has and a Mexican flag as well. A big win here for Morales in his UFC debut. We take a look at the replay here. He got caught flush with a right hand early in the round, got clipped with the left, an overhand left with the combination. That sent him stumbling. That's what set up the first few minutes of this fight. And then that right hand from Morales caught him flush with a right hand and then followed it up with the uppercut. At that point, Giles had nothing here. Giles missed with the punch, got caught coming in with the right hand, and then Morales had the wherewithal to land that uppercut, caught him flush on the left eye, might have broke the orbital bone, and at that point, Giles right into the Luther Campbell position, face down, ass up, pummeling him incessantly until Mike Beltran pulled it in. And Trigger D's parlay is dead. So sad. So sorry. And Charlene, thank you. And PB, he did beat him with impunity. See, I like that that's a running joke. Olive, I know I use words as a crutch too much.
Hey,
and
are you drinking every time Matt says impunity? Because I am, and I need someone to play with me. So, the way that his head snapped aside, the moving forward, going backwards with his fucking head.
He got whiplash because he was coming in with the right hand, got caught with that, then was reacting to that punch, and boom, got popped right in the throat. Got right in the face.
This thing level bad, but like still, it was an ugly snapback, man.
Yeah. And when it's in slow motion, it ain't good. And that the official result here, a win by TKO, 406 in round number 1.
A very impressive showing. Where do you see him going next?
Obviously he's not gonna double back for this for quite a while. Like he's not gonna follow this up with the same level of fight, the same level of moment anytime soon, mainly because that's the way UFC matchmaking is nowadays. But to be honest with you, a win like this, probably a fight of the night bonus, probably a performance bonus. We can see him on the main card of a fight night in July or August. I think we're going to see this guy maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and this is an impressive thesis statement for a fighter.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, you make a pay-per-view debut undefeated, you get a knockout that looks brutal, and 7 first-round finishes. As the kids say, hot diggity fuck. I don't say that. I say that.
No. That's his 10th win by knockout as Brad Pitt from Moneyball handles the translation tonight for the UFC. If you're just joining us on Combat Culture, I'm Matt Ryan. I'm doing all the play-by-play speaky-talky. Joining me as analyst, as always, is Brendan Sokler. Our producer in the great state of Tejas is Case Harts. And also, on the other side of the metaphorical glass, you'll know her, you'll love her. She's the moderator, the person keeping things moving and grooving in the chat ski is Stephanie Sotilli. Steph, what'd you think of that first fight? Much violence, very yes?
I have no idea. I was dog wrangling for the last 30 minutes.
Yes, Olive has been dealing with me all day, so she is...
Me and Olive, it's complete TKO from her end.
And thank you, Charlene, for the update on the Packer game. That is very appreciated for someone like me who is not able to watch the football contest. Checking. TJ Dillashaw in the crowd tonight, and so is Dwayne Wade, former NBA champion, future Hall of Famer. Tony Ferguson going from standing to sitting to get his, I believe, wife on camera. And there is Justin Gaethje. Oh, good. Let's have Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson stand next to each other because they're not going to set up a fight. Not like I wouldn't want to see that.
No, I think I'd be okay with it. I really want to see Tony back in the octagon. Hot damn. And also, Dillashaw looks like just someone who really corners you at a party to talk about Bitcoin right now.
Yeah.
It's something. It's a Luke.
He's telling you to buy the dip. He's telling you to buy the dip.
Listen.
Which I should have done. I should have bought some dip. Now I want dip. Trigger D saying Tony would give him the Pillmanizer. Good reference. That is a deep reference and also makes me want to play EWR once this is all over. But it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like if I played EWR at that point, I'm not sleeping, which would not be good for me. Yes. Stephen Kelleher saying, hope not. Interesting. Why not? Let us know in the chat why. And also, DraftKings is on the screen. If you want to click the link in the description, we'll be dropping it throughout the night if you want to make a free bet from our friends at DraftKings. Please do that. Click the gimmick and also find your way to get a free bet and help our corporate overlords. Checking in. What? We work for a corporation. I'm speaking truth. We work for a massive conglomerate. That's a thing. We are the fancy and this is an NFT ad. This is an NFT ad right now. That's funny to me that we just did that and
we're manifesting, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
And Dustin, Kelleher saying Dustin would smoke him. Yes, we understand that. We know that Poirier would win the fight, or even Gaethje would win the fight. But I still want to see it. Like, I know, just because I know the result, like, I'm going to rewatch Friday. I shouldn't do that because I know the result. No, I'm going to rewatch it because it's a classic film, and I want to enjoy it. That doesn't mean that, that this would not have, the result is going to change, but I still want to watch it.
Sometimes you watch something knowing someone will get knocked the fuck out, as twere.
Why Tyson was the biggest draw on pay-per-view.
Yeah. You'd be getting your beers, you'd come to your seat, and the fight would be over, and you'd feel like a jackass. So I heard. I was 5.
Gophers, Justin already beat Tony. Why are we discussing this? Because I want to see it again!
And because...
That's it! That's why I like watching the violent people do the violence. It satiates
the punchies, and
it satiates all the love my parents never gave me.
Here's a question for you, Matt. Though, like, where do you think Tony's head's at these days? I mean, he's had a rough couple of fights.
He thinks where he was in 2018. He is not there anymore. We know it was one-sided. It's just I want to see a different result. I want to see.
I want to see the Tony Ferguson that we saw previously, and seemingly to me, this reminds me a little bit of Cody Garbrandt, where I'm confused when I see a certain level of prowess and previous greatness, and then just something lost in the mental there. And Not to say that his head isn't in the game. It's just something isn't quite clicking the way that it should be, and I don't know what it is.
The mind is one place, the body is another. Once you lose your chin, once you get hurt the amount of times that Ferguson's been hurt, that has an effect on you. One injury too many, one hurt, one knockout loss, one bad fight too many. Your body just kind of just begins to turn on you. And it's not that you don't have the same skill set. It's just your reaction time is off, your ability is off, your stamina, all of these things happen. Even though he's a relatively young dude, I think he's around our age. Fighting the amount of times he did with the amount of ferocity that he fought at, it makes it near impossible. And we're heading into our second contest of the main card. Side Nurmagomedov making his way to the octagon. Last time we saw him was in 2020, where he knocked out Mark Stiegel. This is his first fight in a year and a half. His last loss, Brendan, was almost 3 years ago in 2019, a unanimous decision loss to Ronnie Barcelos.
I mean, this should be a pretty dang good fight. I'm rather excited, particularly after watching those highlights. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little unfamiliar with the fighters. I mean, first appearance on UFC pay-per-view for Nurmagomedov, and Starman, I mean, impressive record and has fought some quality opponents, but still, I mean, I'm excited for this type of card, Matt, where I go in with low expectations based off the fact that it's top heavy.
Yeah.
UFC has a tendency over the last, I'd say, 4 years to have some pay-per-view cards where you have two really good main events and then name value-wise. But then it puts chips on shoulders. It puts things in play, bonuses, the ability to make your name for yourself.
Yeah.
So, I don't have overly strong opinions about this fight, other than I think it will be really good, and I'm rather excited for it. And I think we're going to have a couple of fighters that were coming out of the end of the night with as people that we're new fans of. So I'm stoked. This is why
I think we got that with Michael Morales in the first fight. Like he had a star-making moment in that opening fight. So. Right. For me, this is going to be a real interesting fight. This Nurmagomedov is not related to the other Nurmagomedov. He is not related to Khabib. But let's talk about Cody.
He has 2 losses, and Khabib was like, not family anymore. You're gone. Out of here.
But Cody Stamen, he is coming off of 2 straight losses, both by unanimous decision to Merab Dvalishvili and Jimmy Rivera. His last 5 fights, Brendan, have gone the distance. In comparison, Nurmagomedov in his career has had 7 fights go to 8 fights go to a decision. He is 7-1 on the scorecards, and Stamen is 11-3 on the scorecards.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really fucking cool. I mean, I'm excited to see how these guys move. That's kind of the thing that I think will be really telling to me, Matt, is just at the weight division, the speed is so fucking killer. Also, Starman, every time I'm seeing his name, I'm having David Bowie in my head.
It is Stamen, but it's
he's Starman. For me, that's headcanon.
That's fair. Trigger D saying #count it. Danny __LFC watching us on Twitch saying, yo, hey, what is good? What's happening, baby? What's up with you? Well, we're glad to have you. And what's up with you? What's going on? How you doing? How's your mom? She doing okay? That thing clear up? That thing clear up?
It's good.
Okay. And Stamen doing a full lucha roll heading into the octagon. And doing shadow head rolls in front of a Jose Cuervo bottle, which I think you've done in the past. I think you shadow boxed a bottle of Jose Cuervo once. I think I saw that.
Truly, because that's like the one bottle of tequila that I'm like, absolutely not. Did I hurt you? Why would you give that to me? And everyone in the chat knows I'm a whiskey man.
Yes, that is true. And I am a glass of wine in. I will get another one after this fight. Ralph Delaney saying, stay alive. And Danny, I'm sorry about your mom. My condolences. I'm a part of that club too. I'm sorry. But get ready for this fight, complete downer. But let's set back here to the tail of the tape. Cody Stamann, 32, Nurmagomedov, 29. Take a look at the height. Stamann 5'6", Nurmagomedov 5'8". Stamann a half pound under at 135.5, and Nurmagomedov at the tippy top of the division at 136. And here comes the reach, a 5.5 inch reach advantage, 70 inches for Nurmagomedov, 64.5 for Stamann.
I mean, Stamann, Golden Gloves champion, and Nurmagomedov, I mean, impressive in his wrestling. There's something that I find really interesting within these boxer-wrestler or boxo-sambo bouts, in that once you start closing that distance and try to get with the takedown, particularly if you have a fighter with a shorter reach advantage, which is usually not an advantage.
No.
But in this case, when you are closing that gap, it is much less arm that you have to get in there to be stuffing someone's takedown with your fucking fist.
Yeah.
I think this could be some fireworks, and I'd be curious to see how aggressive Nurmagomedov is with trying to bring this to the ground, because you have to assume that he's going to want to, and then you have Stamann.
Frank Trigg is the referee! Oh, that makes me so happy.
Oh, that's nice. With a truly impressive takedown defense. But yeah, hey, Frank Trigg. That's great. Good stuff. You know, we need more legacy positions. Like, look how fucking happy he was. Like, that's...
And
that's
here we
nice.
go with round number 1. Nurmagomedov being met by Stamann. Nurmagomedov throwing some wild shots using his reach early. Going into a firefight, head kick blocked. Stamann getting hit with a spinning back fist and a spinning back kick by Nurmagomedov. Holy mother, this is not what I expected 15 seconds into this fight. And a right hand missing by Nurmagomedov. Stamann having to do the little Mac, having his hands up, hoping not to get dropped by this super macho man. Nurmagomedov with a spinning back elbow, leg caught. Stamann now in the grapple with the single leg attempt. Nurmagomedov against the fence. Did a Freaky Friday happen on the way at the official weigh-in? And a takedown now by Nurmagomedov, and he pulls the guillotine. Standing guillotine attempt. Single leg rolls through a small package attempt, and that's it. Stamann taps in under a minute to a guillotine choke that turned into a small fucking package. Give them the $50,000, sweet backflipping Jesus. It's 39 minutes into the show and we're 2 fights through.
I mean, Bryan Danielson, you may need to relinquish your title as Mr. Small Package. Nurmagomedov coming for the crown. You know what's really cute, Matt? When we give a lot of in-depth analysis based on facts and previously established mores and things, and then you just have a fight completely contradict that. My God, what a performance by Nurmagomedov. I'm okay looking like a jackass. I base these things in grounded realities, but we just saw a performance that was transcendent. And I'd like to submit, probably just done to make me look like a jackass, which I'm comfortable with. Good with it. Holy shit, man. The speed, the varied strikes. This was a masterclass in bulldozing someone. Like, Bob Sapp needs to take a lesson. Yeah. Jesus fuck.
That was not that. How the hell did we get there? Like, it started with Nurmagomedov just going, I'm gonna fight an NPC in GTA and just randomly throw hands, like someone who I live with likes to do when we play Grand Theft Auto in the house. And then just immediately, bip, 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 this weird single leg attempt by Stamann rolling on through. And also, you know, they are investing in Nurmagomedov because he's got the Crypto.com jersey. They're giving him that Crypto.com money.
Oh, man.
He mollywopped him.
Yeah, no.
He mugged him on live pay-per-view. He beat up Little Mac.
Listen, Matt, if you put that and your wine together, it'd be 20 crimes, because that was a fucking mugging. 19 crimes? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I'm gonna pour me another glass of that in a
math
second.
and jokes. They go together like math and anything else. Just.
But like Cody Stamann's gonna have to deposit another 50 cents into the game if he's looking to get. I can't get over the fact that he looks exactly like Little Mac from Punch Out. It's freaking me out.
No, I mean, it is a thing, and congratulations to him for that. That can be his calling card for the next couple months till he fights again. I mean, to be in his head, man, like, holy shit, that was not great for him. Like, I can't even imagine, but holy shit, the level of prowess that was showed by Nurmagomedov, it's astounding. It was really
Trigger D
something.
saying, I smashed this guy, spesibo. I just, I think I fell in love with a fighter just now. I don't know why. That was one of the most impressive performances I've seen in the octagon in quite a while. And Stamen's not a jabron. He's not a bad fighter.
No.
A lot of random chaos happened. Like that was the Big Bang. It was a random series of events leading to an amazing thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been something also where, like, it made me think of the Chimaev performance. Just like the general steamrolling that is happening out of Russia. It's something where it might as well be a United States election. It's really brutal and impressive. Why is it happening so much? But anyway, hot damn, what a performance. What do you do with him after this, Matt? And also, I'd like to submit, while I was ass wrong about this fight, I am absolutely right about the theme of these are star-making performances that we're seeing. That, for me, I throw him on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, you keep, and Mario Lopez and Mark Wahlberg hanging out. I don't know why. And there is what's
They're in the
left
same
Chuck
place
Liddell.
at the same time?
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell.
And there's the cast of Jackass Forever, which I will be seeing, because I am forever 13 years old. But in regards to that fight, he stays on pay-per-view. Like he's going to become an attraction. He's becoming a draw. You gotta make there's no other way to. That's how you make a star. You talked about it earlier, and we're seeing Michelle Pereira. And I will be right back. I will be back in about 35 seconds, Brendan.
That sounds good. I would like to hear in the chat if we put Mark Wahlberg, Mario Lopez, and Chuck Liddell against the entirety of the Jackass crew, and I'm talking alive, dead, anyone tangential that has happened to come in, just anyone there, just those three versus them, war game style. But MMA rules, just in terms of how it's decided. Who do you got as the winner? I'm curious. I want to know. We're going down weird rabbit holes tonight. What's that, Steph?
No, it's Matt. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, isn't that just Hit Show?
Steph, you have to quiet down. I'm trying to hear Matt. Matt, what were you trying to say? I was confusing you two for comedic effects, but that was fun.
Anything like Hit Show?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with yeah. But yeah, gang, tell me what you guys are also feeling about the main events. Like, this has been a wildly unpredictable night. Any of your odds shifting? Any of your bets changing? How are we feeling? It's been a night of some really fantastic fights. All right, we got Lauren Wilson saying Knoxville all the way. I feel like when you have electrodes hooked up to your junk, then, I feel you probably could do well in MMA. Also, Knoxville, I think, is going to be in the Royal Rumble, so he's in training right now. Run him over with golf carts and shit. Stephen Kelleher, 4-3 with my picks. Yeah, I mean, that's impressive, man. But still, it's a weird fucking night. I mean, Lauren Wilson hit it on the head. All my picks have lost so far. It's a truly weird one, as I'm seeing a little bit of Matt, can we talk about this Izzy fight that we got coming up? Like, with Bobby Knuckles? Like,
they're going at it again.
I'm excited.
These maniacs. These utter merry.
What is wrong with them? My goodness.
No, I want this so bad. I want this so. That's next. Oh, thank you, MMA Jesus. thank you for this fight being the next card we call. It is February 12th. We will be February 22nd, sorry. And that is the next time we are on pay-per-view. I'm so excited. It's Robert Whittaker against Israel Adesanya 2, Electric Boogaloo. There will not be a rec center to save, but there will be a lot of hands being thrown and some breaking. Definitely some breaking.
I mean, how are you feeling about that fight? Who you got in that fight?
And it's Tai Tuivasa versus Derek Lewis?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
February 12th. Oh, that's Valentine's Day for me. That's the most romantic night of the year. Right then, right there. Jared Cannonier and Derek Brunson. Oh, this is a card. Bobby Green and Hackbarest. Oh, give me all the money.
You know what, Matt? You know what, Matt? I got a murderer's row of events over 4 days. I got my birthday, the 10th. The 11th, Drinking Game NYC, friends of the show, lovely people, do shows at the Bell House where they recreate famous movies and you can drink along to them. Down in Brooklyn, fucking amazing. On the 11th, they're doing Miss Congeniality. And then my partner's birthday is on the 14th, which is also Valentine's Day. So we have... listen, it's great. And I'm having a grand time with it. But it's also something where on the 12th, we get this. So it's just like, I got to come up with something weird for the 13th. I got to go learn how to play water polo or something. There's got to be something significant and odd that can match up with the rest of the week.
If you have suggestions in the chat, Malik, is Super Chat not working? If it isn't, that is not great. It should be working absolutely fine. I don't know why that would be a problem. But... thank you, Malik. And Lauren Wilson saying, watching that card is my Valentine's Day present. Same. Trigger D asking, is MMA Jesus Clay Guida? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Can confirm.
And Michelle Pereira and his Eddie from Tekken moveset is next. C4 San Diego saying, Anik, better than Matt. Joe, better than Brendan. But DC is better than you, though. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I thought no. That's the greater than symbol. It's I'm better than DC. Joe's better than me. You're only under Anik, but you're better than Joe. Are we taking this as a greater than symbol or an arrow symbol?
I don't know.
It's the clarification.
C4, if you can clarify that. The man did a variation of a German suplex. How do you not love Michelle Pereira's crazy ass?
I mean, honestly, I'm just
Jason Barrett with an actual point. The McRib T-shirt. We have to make the McRib T-shirt.
Listen, we're gonna be talking with MMA Mania to see what we can come up with next, and maybe Matt, we need a store.
We might, but I might be selling that one on my own. We will be posting that by the time the next show happens. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me at MRyan Consulting, C4 San Diego. Yes, public school did fail me. Also private school because I went to NYU.
Hey, Matt, if you get me the McRib shirt for my birthday, which is 2 days before that fight, I will absolutely wear it on camera.
Where my McRib itches at. Now I have to go back to last show and run through the whole show again to find the exact line because I don't remember what it was.
I remember exactly what it was.
What was it?
An uncouth outburst on my part about the fact that the McRib had been canceled, and I was very sad about it. Listen, let's go down memory lane for me for a minute. I played ice hockey from 6 to 16, and you know what one of my favorite things was at 6 o'clock in the morning after you played a game because you were young and like 12 and got your ass kicked? Getting 2 McRibs, damn it. It was a magical sandwich. I don't know, kids. Send me McRibs.
I've had the McRib twice, not a fan. Trigger D, the McRib touched me in 1992.
The McRib killed my mother and married my father. I get it. It's a lot.
And here we see the man who is fighting Michelle Pereira in our next fight in the welterweight division, Andre Fiallo, 4-fight winning streak ahead of his UFC debut. This is his UFC debut all taking place in 2021. One win over James Vick by knockout. 4-win fight streak heading into tonight. Finished 12 of his 14 fights, 11 of them by knockout, 10 first-round finishes, Brendan. So he has finished 10 of his fights in the first round. A vet of the PFL and Bellator, 4-1 in Bellator, but he was 0-1-1 in the PFL. That might
Matt?
be an interesting caveat for tonight. Yes, Brendan.
I have a very insightful thing to say. I think the first round will be very telling.
You don't. That's wow, Stephen A. Some insight there. Wow, really bringing the fucking heat tonight.
This is why they pay me the some bucks.
Hopefully after our contract negotiation next week. More than some bucks. Gophers. The McRib was never my friend. Dana White. That is true.
Well,
Michelle
the McRib
Pereira
is
looking
made
like-
out of Dana White.
Looking like a more confident Sean Spears making his way to the octagon.
I've been thinking it for like 5 to 6 minutes. Out of 10, he's a 12. Let's fucking go, gang.
Trigger D saying James Vick is a fun-sized Stefan Struve. Wow, that is a 100% looks like game. That's an accurate looks like. Like, that's not even fair.
Yeah, that's a 1-to-1.
If you're just joining us, I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler. In Tejas is our producer for the night, Case Harts. Joining us on the other side of the glass is the lovely and talented Stephanie Sotilli. Steph, how's it going over there?
It's going.
Steph, you got any predictions for this fight other than, Sean Spears will come out with a chair and reclaim the title of his face?
Holding up a sign that says violence will occur. But let's take a look at Pereira, 3-fight winning streak, second highest significant strike rate in the welterweight division's history at 56%, 12 first round finishes. And Olive, being a fat baby, meandering around the house, has no prediction, just predicts chaos. And also, it's really interesting that a lot of fighters on this card are wearing the crypto jersey to the ring. It's kind of like the Monster Energy sponsorship. They have a select group of fighters for that. So they are investing a lot in Pereira here as we head into our second fight. Trigger D said, hear me out, guys. McRib, McFlurry.
I do it in a heartbeat. Right.
Hey,
Done.
McRib, McFlurry, let us know in the chat if you want one. I don't want one. I'm not a fan of the McRib.
Matt, have you ever had bacon in ice cream?
Yes, I have, and it's very tasty. I like
So-
Steph actually brought home a chicken and waffles chocolate bar today.
So, Matt,
Yeah,
are you going to
very tasty.
deny the power of the transitive property? Because I believe
I'm
the
not.
math
I
adds
just
up.
don't like the McRib. If you said a chicken and waffle McFlurry, a bacon McFlurry, that would be something that I would not have a problem with.
Matt, why do you hate Joy? How dare you?
I'm Irish.
Ah, that'll do it. Okay, cool.
Like Joyce and Bono before me.
Oh, man. Well, I think this fight is going to brighten rock. So let's get into it. That's my Joyce reference for the night. Anyway,
Brendan Pereira's a minus 280 favorite. Fiallo is a plus 225 underdog.
yeah, I mean, when we're talking about making star-making performances, this might be a little tilty, honestly, comparatively. But Michael Pereira shows the fuck out and is a highlight reel. I think this is going to be great. I think this might be fast, or at the very least, fascinating.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Fiallo at 27, Pereira 28. Pereira with the height advantage, 6'1" to 6 foot. Pereira at 170, Fiallo half a pound under at 169.5. But Fiallo with the reach advantage, 74 to 73, a slight reach advantage for Pereira. Trigger D saying Pereira by spinning shit. That is his prediction. That's an accurate prediction. This man fights like he's in Tekken.
Expecting violence and Pereira to do spinning shit that's a 1-to-1. Like, the very safe bets. Also, the reaction to Pereira from his opponents.
To relay it, Pereira came in doing a backflip, barely landed the backflip, jogged over to Fiallo, gave him a fist bump. Fiallo looked like a dog that was just shown a card trick. He was confused, a little bit frustrated, and possibly needed to use the restroom. Stephen Kelleher, Pereira jumps out of the cage and kills Joe Rogan. That's a prediction. If News Radio being canceled and Fear Factor not being canceled couldn't kill him, nothing can kill Joe Rogan.
Nothing can kill Joe Rogan because of the power of On It, Matt. Come on.
And Darth Vader.
I want those kettlebells so fucking badly. I'm so mad I didn't buy them.
Mike Beltran, our referee, Gopher saying, I will never forgive Pereira for ruining my perfect betting night when he lost to Tristan Connolly. I don't think anybody will. Also, Pereira fighting in the top knot. Bold choice. And here we go with round number 1. And Pereira meeting Fiallo in the center of the ring. Pereira on his bicycle. Fiallo starting things off with a combination. Trying to find a bit of rhythm early here. Just about 15 seconds gone by. Spinning head kick. Missed by Fiallo. And now Pereira stepping in. Both men now doing the waiting pose from UFC. And a kick to the stomach by Pereira. Both men bobbing here. And another level change by Pereira going for a head kick. Keeps switching his stances here. Over 30 seconds gone by. 4:24 left to go in round number 1. And Fiallo putting pressure on Pereira, who is now in the outer realm of the octagon, close to the fences. Back in and pressing off the cage into a Superman punch. Gets Fiallo on his back feet and lands a couple of shots. Got Fiallo on his heels, but they're both back into the center of the octagon. And Pereira using the same moves that Hot Sauce did in the And One mixtape, changing some styles here, switching shit up, as the kids would like to say. Pacing around the fence with 3:51 left to go. We have beat the over on the last fight by just about a minute. Leg kick there that time, landed by Pereira to the thigh of Fiallo. The Portuguese fighter looking to create some sort of action here. He was the one who started off the fight within a bit of control, but since then has been Pereira, even though Fiallo's controlled the center of the octagon, missing 2 left strikes, did Fiallo to Pereira. Pereira bouncing off the fence, using that fence for leverage, lands a left-right combination on Pereira. Now with his back close to the fence again, the Brazilian gets hit with a left shot, a left punch, got caught with a straight one, bounced off the cage, and now he is bouncing around. His hands, characteristically down, Brendan, not really selling the effects of that shot at all as he continues to roam around the border of the octagon.
Right, Matt, because even that stumble was a stumble. I mean, he's coming in with a lot of different dynamic angles and throws really interesting, varied shots. So he's not going to be at a traditional stance, and he's bouncing around to show he's still fucking in this. It's not something where that shot really rocked him.
No, I caught him off balance on a leg kick, a strong one by Pereira, feigning with the left leg. Pereira now dancing around, missing a left, throwing a straight left is Fiallo trying to throw that jab. Landed 2, tries to throw a third straight, does not land. 222 went downstairs with the left and an overhand with the right. Pereira missing body kick by Pereira. Body kick blocked that time by Fiallo. 2:14 left to go in round number 1. Trying to create an opportunity is Fiallo! Fiallo! With a couple of shots, they look like they might have rocked Pereira, who was up against the fence. An overhand left, not landing that time, but Pereira gets clocked again. Pereira in a little bit of trouble trying to kick his way out of it. Push kick away by Fiallo. By Pereira, to Fiallo. Minute 50 left to go. Pereira looking a little dusty here, looking in a little bit of trouble, trying to change up his stance, try to break the cadence of this fight with a minute 39 left to go in round number 1.
Well, I mean, Matt, it's an interesting thing where you have Pereira bouncing side to side to try to create these dynamic angles and throw interesting kicks, interesting spins. But Fiallo is just moving so quickly and pressing that octagon control and that advantage and just going straight forward. And what is faster than just straight fucking forward, man? It's really impressive seeing Fiallo come out like this.
One fighter is playing Knockout Kings, the other one's playing DDR. That is where we are at with a minute 7 left to go in round number 1 and a left-right combination. Pereira caught by Fiallo. Trying to go for the takedown. was Pereira. He got clocked 55 seconds left to go. Overhand left landed that time by Fiallo.
I think that's very telling that he also went for a takedown, not necessarily his leading strategy, and stuffed.
Fiallo might have gotten hit in the junk. He was pointing towards his cup, but both men throwing devastating right hands, some raspberry jam around the nose and mouth of Pereira. His nose might be broken. It probably is very busted up at the very least. 25 seconds left to go, and Pereira, trying to go for the takedown, gets caught, slipped out on the knee, and now he's on his back with 18 seconds left to go. Tried to go for the knee, got his leg swept accidentally by Fiallo. Fiallo now throwing some heavy shots. Both men trying to make it out of this round. Fiallo trying to end it. Pereira trying to live. 5 seconds left to go. Fiallo's got his opponent's blood on him, but he will make it to round number 2 with one more hammer fist. Pereira going back to the corner, confused, broken, battered, beaten, and scarred.
I mean, an incredible round for Fiallo. You know, a very wise man once said, the first round of this will be very telling.
Yes.
It was me. I did that.
Yeah, I know. Pereira really needing to use his SSX tricky skill set here. Try to use all the spinning moves, all the just B button. If you play Madden and you know what the B button is or the circle button, that's what he needs right now. Trigger D said it best, you must spin.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Brandon.
Well, what I was about to say when we were talking about it, just SSX tricky, it's tricky to find the timing, as tricky as it is to rock a rhyme, and we see that Pereira has not been able to find that in terms of his strategy, his getting angles working for him, because if you keep circling around a guy back and forth, and he's just cutting through the middle and just lighting you the fuck up, you start losing a little bit of confidence in being able to do your strategy in order bouncing back and forth and being able to actually land without getting fucking decked. I don't think Pereira has shown that he's fast enough to deal with Fiallo's straight up the middle strategy here.
Well, he's landed a couple of shots, but Fiallo coming right into his kitchen, landing a left after Pereira was the first one to land some shots in this round. Now Pereira just throwing wildly like Lisa and Bart in Lisa's bedroom. Is battling it out here. Windmills abound here in the early goings of round number 2 of 3 in the UFC welterweight division. Another leg kick by Pereira. And Fiallo's been hit with that leg kick a few times in the first 2 rounds of this fight. No hematomas yet because Pereira has and he lands a right to the jaw and another a kick to the outside leg, inside that thigh though. Beautiful shot by Pereira. Left right combination, flying knee by Pereira. He gets caught by Fiallo in a mine and another flying knee. That one lands. Fiallo trying to tie him up. The Portuguese fighter trying to take down the Brazilian. 4 minutes left to go in the round. Fiallo gets out of it but takes a knee to the right hand to the jaw of Pereira. 3:52 left to go, and these two guys are blowing all of their stamina bars here, going through all their SmackDown specials. 3:45 left to go. Cartwheel kick by Pereira. Cartwheel kick. He did a tumble like he was in kindergarten and kicked the man in the head, and now a kick to the body by Pereira. Fiallo trying to figure this man out the same way when he entered the octagon. 3:25 and he kicked to the leg.
Shout out to Brandon. Nice little capo kick by Pereira. Jesus. It's a capo kick. It's great. But yeah, no, this Pereira looking like a different man in this round and landing with that type of dynamic strike that who the fuck predicts a fucking rolling front kick like that? Gorgeous. You love to see it.
2014 is 0 in terms of shots to the head, midsection, and body for Pereira. Pereira landing a combination here. Fiallo being outstruck in this fight, but not powered. And now Pereira throwing a heavy combination. Fiallo landing one punch and another flying knee by Pereira into a Muay Thai and a knee again. Sticking in the Muay Thai, another couple of knees from Michel Pereira. Pereira lighting him up, but Fiallo finding a way to stall the fighter. And then a couple of left hands, left uppercuts from Pereira. This has been the lightning round. These two guys are fighting inside a bounce house right now because they keep bumping right into each other. It is ugly, uncomfortable, and they are not wearing shoes. 2:13 left to go in the round.
Yeah, you'd say that this is happening inside a fucking phone booth, except for the fact that you can't do a spinning capo kick in a fucking phone booth. I mean, it's utterly impressive.
A spinning, an Eddie from Tekken kick, a capoeira kick from Pereira that does not land, but a straight right does, and the raspberry jam is dripping out of the left eyebrow of Fiallo. 36-8 in terms of significant round strikes for Pereira. He is outstriking him 36-8. That is almost, what, 4-1?
It's quite a bit, Matt, as I referenced earlier, fuck math, but this is really just a different fighter in Michel Pereira. Damn, this round, man. I mean,
in the Muay Thai clinch, knees from Pereira, then an uppercut overhand combo from Fiallo. And Trigger D, thank you, 4.25-1.
Who the fuck is getting the bonuses tonight?
Everybody! Dana's gonna have to pay 20% this year. I'm sorry, Dana. This is that extra 2%, unlike that book written by Jonah Carey, who's a piece of garbage. Left hand missed by Fiallo.
No, it's an Oprah moment. You get a bonus. You get a bonus. Look under you see, you get a bonus.
Fiallo, who looks a lot like a young Ricky Reyes, is getting pieced up right here. Pereira with leg kicks to the body. And a right hand from Fiallo to the temple of Pereira. Oh, I love this job. 34 seconds left to go in the round.
We get paid to do this. It's crazy.
I know. Oh! Coming in with the right hand is Pereira backing Fiallo to the back to the fence, and Fiallo answers with an uppercut, and now a takedown attempt by Pereira. Now scooting against the cage is Fiallo as he tries to sit up, trying to press up against the fence to get back to a standing position. Now giving up his back is Pereira. Is Fiallo. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and we will go to round number 3 with this one right now, 19-19 in my opinion.
I mean, you have to give that round to Pereira, and I gotta say that was one of my favorite rounds in recent memory. Damn, dude, like, good fucking stuff. It is something that I find utterly invigorating in that, like, sometimes you have these fight cards where you just don't know these people, and then you get to make yourself a fan of some new people. And hot damn, this fight, if you're not a fan of both fighters after this, shame on you.
And
You're
in
wrong.
a night where we didn't expect we expected a lot of insanity, it's coming in the football world too, because not only are the Cincinnati Bengals going to the AFC Championship game, but the Green Bay Packers have been eliminated from the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo is going back to the NFC title game. It's chaos. It's nothing but chaos, and I love it. It is what gives me life. It is what gives me joy in the year of our Lord 2022. And you can see Fiallo, he's got the Vaseline right along his eyebrow.
Wait,
and both
Matt.
men will touch gloves in respect, give each other a hug as they're about to obliterate one another on pay-per-view.
I love that. Did you just say Aaron Rodgers has been inoculated? I mean, eliminated?
Yes.
He is. Okay. Good.
He is now. He has playoff antibodies.
Oh, good.
Almost 20 seconds gone by here. Pereira, a shot to the left to the body, and then an overhand right by Pereira. 4:34 left to go in the round. Leg kick. And a lot of people saying it's a 10-8 round. Another Superman punch. Pereira wasn't able to get his footing on that one, pressing off the fence. So not great, but into a collar and elbow that leads to him getting punched in the face. I love this fight so much.
I don't want it to stop. Like, we get the occasional fight forever chant in a wrestling show. I think I'll steal it for this. God damn. Good.
You don't want that because of the CTE. 4 minutes remaining in this fight, and all right hand from Pereira into 2 leg kicks. Fiallo just standing and eating those shots like Joey Chestnut, just ingesting pain as Pereira, another leg kick. Fiallo just on him. He's just keeping on him. He is like my dog when I'm trying to cook, just always wanting something, always not stopping, never not stopping. Right hand to the body, followed up by a left hook to the head by Pereira. 3:32 left to go in round number 3.
I thought you were just strongly implying that Olive knows capoeira, and I support
think
that.
she does. I can't give that any validity.
I
don't
neither
have many black
confirm nor
belts.
deny. The energy that they're both still having after the rounds that they put in. I mean, like,
And then another takedown attempt. He trips up Fiallo. He just kind of went wah, and then just went down and grabbed him. Eats a couple of shots from Fiallo. Fiallo eats an overhand right, but Pereira gets a couple of shots to the breadbasket. What a fight with 2:53 left to go in this one. Mixing up his stance is Pereira, lands a left into a clinch again. It's both men locked up, and now Pereira pressed up against the octagon with 2:41 left to go in this fight. 58 strikes to the head by Pereira, 32 by Fiallo. 28-4 in shots to the body in favor of Pereira, and then 12 strikes to the legs, Brendan, 12-0. If you're basing this just on striking, if you are basing this purely on striking and control of the strikes, mathematically Pereira is walking away with this fight. But we've seen Fiallo step in that first round.
you have to factor in octagon control, like you're saying.
Another right hand by Pereira, and that's the only reason I would give Fiallo a 10-9 in the second round. Pereira won the second round handily, but that's the only reason why I'd give him a 10-9 round, and then 2 shots to the jaw by Pereira as Fiallo just kind of throwing some light jabs here. Minute 52, both men missing heavy with overhand shots. Shot to the body that time by Pereira, left to the body, followed up by a leg kick to the outside leg, push kick by Pereira, both men landing straight left. Well, straight left from Fiallo, straight right from Pereira. Minute 36 left to go.
I mean, move over me, you, and everyone we know. This is the new definition of back and forth forever. Good God. Like, what a fantastic and very close fight.
And it's a 2-to-1 ratio in significant strikes in this round, 27-12 in favor of Pereira. And Fiallo gets caught. Push kick once again. Fiallo eating a right hand from Pereira, then a straight left. A shot to the body that time by Pereira. Minute 5 left to go. Fiallo looking on last legs. He's wobbling a little bit after 2 more shots from Pereira. Under a minute remains now in the third round. The first fight of the main card to go into the third round, let alone anywhere near the distance. Another left hand by Fiallo, but met by a right hand to the jaw by Pereira. Pereira shot to the body, missed. Shot by Fiallo, lands, but he eats an overhand right after coming in for a second helping. Left-right combination missed by Fiallo. 35 seconds left to go in this fight before we go to the scorecards. Pereira needs to maintain for 30 seconds. Kick to the body, and there we go! Kick to the dick! With 32 seconds left to go, he just went for it straight on through with a Robbie Gould soccer-style Finkel is Einhorn level kick. The laces were out on that one. Golazo. And you gotta love MMA. It's the only sport that will show you multiple replay angles of a man being hit in the testicles.
I mean, in what world did that not feel kind of... And I guess that could have been a push kick. Like, but
he tried, and then he just got cha-cha'd real smooth.
Yeah, I mean...
just watching this replay, it's back and to the left. It's like watching the Zapruder film of dick kicks.
God damn.
And they're going to set them back to where they were before. They're going to reset, and here we go. Both men will slap hands, and Pereira landing a left. 24 seconds left to go in this fight. Fiallo needs to finish this fight in 19 seconds. 15 seconds left to go in this fight now, and Pereira looking like an and one mixtape, just looking to do a crossover here, and a flying knee turns into a right hand, and he almost got by Fiallo. 5 seconds, and we're gonna end this motherfucker with a firefight. Good Lord, goddamn, and a jumping knee. He was throwing punches. He was going like a whirling dervish, lefts and rights, and hit a knee, and Pereira holding up Fiallo's hand like it's the end of Rocky.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. fuck it. This was great. This is why we watch this shit. And I gotta the signs of mutual respect from both of them, knowing that like they did it. Like that's gotta be fight of the night, he says apprehensively. Like we still have 2 bangers ahead of it. I don't even know, Matt. It's nights like this that I'm really grateful that we get to do this, because holy shit, what exchanges, what madness. I mean, how do you score this, Matt? And also,
it's a 10-9 round 1, and then you can make an argument for 10-9 round 2 and 3, but might be closer to a 10-8 in round 2 or round 3. I give Pereira the 2 second rounds. He gets 29. Right now, I don't know if it's a 28 or a little lower for that. It could be 29, 25.
I wouldn't be overtly shocked. I want to see him run it back. I'd be curious to see him run it in a 5-er.
This could I think Fiallo needs more fights, because remember, this was his UFC debut. This was his first fight in the UFC. Yeah. He fought in Bellator, fought in the PFL, but this is his and let's take a look at the significant strikes here. 19-15 in round 1 for Pereira. In round 2, it was 56-19. In round 3, it was a little closer. It was 44-22. It was literally a 2-to-1 ratio in terms of significant strikes in favor of Michel Pereira. And Trigger D saying, one more dick kick and I'll buy more Dogecoin.
I mean, I guess someone better execute a dick kick, because now's the time. It's the dip, baby.
All 3 judges are going to score this one 29-28 for Michel Pereira. So they judged it the way I did. They gave the first round to Fiallo in rounds 2 and 3. Interesting, they went 10-9, 10-9 across the board, but the California State Athletic Commission, one of those wonky ones, they're very good about MMA. I prefer them over Nevada. But a big night there for Michel Pereira, really tested in round number 1, and Fiallo kept things moving in round 2 and 3. But Pereira in those second and third rounds really found a rhythm and really found a way to just impugn damage onto Fiallo.
It was an empty glass, Matt, and now I have to fill it up for the fucking game and the goddamn gag.
Shout out to all over 430 of you watching us in the Combat Culture live stream and across the Combat Culture Network. You can watch us every single UFC pay-per-view. If this is your first time joining us, I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sickler. Across the continent is Case Harts, and across the other side of the fake glass is Stephanie Sotilli. We are bringing you all the action. We bring you every single UFC pay-per-view and every single boxing freak fight. We've got a lot of stuff in mind for 2022, and we're excited to bring that to you. We are live on the Combat Culture YouTube channel, the MMA Mania Facebook and Twitter pages. Same thing with our friends over at the Bloody Elbow. And longest active win streak right now in the UFC. He is tied for 3rd is Michel Pereira with 4. Kamaru Usman, Sean Brady are the top 2. Usman with 15. Pereira really laid the leather here, Brendan.
Oh, entirely. And you know what, Matt? It's really cool that when Chris Nolan is not railing against streaming, that he is really showing out as a translator for mixed martial arts. And I support that. I'm great with it. And Pereira, not done Kirk, but done whooped that ass today. And it was just a fantastic fight. I mean, like, when you are talking about a fighter like, I mean, Pereira is like a heavier Anthony Pettis to me, is what comes to mind in just terms of. I can see that. Just, it's not just the Superman punches, it is the utterly excellent execution of really crazy angles. I mean, that's the thing that I keep saying. Like, he is angling as good as Kurt, and it is really something to just watch how his mind works and how he keeps finding his way to have, like, the output, Matt, that we were talking about. Like, the fact that he doubled the strikes of his opponent when it seemed like a pretty close fight, and then you take it to the tail of the tape, and then you see the brilliance of what he was doing. He is so fast, he is so strong, so dynamic in what he's throwing. It's a lot. Also, Captain Marvel, What up?
Juliana Pena in the house. We saw what happened the last time she was in the octagon. It was our last time calling a UFC pay-per-view. It's 11:21 and we're 3 fights in. I don't want to ruin it, but
It might be an early night or 37 minutes of video packages. Suck it. No, that's maybe gonna happen. Listen, Brandon Moreno is one of like 3 Brandons that I like because this. I don't know if you knew this. This is like vampires versus werewolves. Brandons and Brandons constantly in battle. So, if you're supporting me, you can throw a Let's Go Brendan in there. But it's a fucking, that fight, that last fight was so beautiful. Not the Pereira fight, that was also really great. But this is in what I consider to be a legendary series of MMA championship fights. And
Yeah.
I am so deeply excited to see how the fuck this goes.
I love that Figueiredo is being trained by Henry Cejudo right now. I know they have a relationship prior to this, but it is kind of just watching the generational divide, even though it's a wafer-thin divide between Cejudo and Figueiredo. Taking a look at the chat, Chase _CK saying,
Wafer? Is this our tomato? I will fight you. How dare
What?
you? You said wafer thin?
It's a Monty Python reference.
Oh.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Listen, I'm just gonna see myself off.
All right. Trickety saying pure heel turn. If you are just joining us for the first time, we are noted wrestling fans. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Brendan Sokler. We are calling all the action for you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are watching us for the first time. Also, ring the notification bell every time we upload a video, either from Case Harts or when we go live with these kick-ass shows. We take a look at the flyweight rankings. Brandon Moreno, obviously the champion. Deiveson Figueiredo ranked number 1. Askar Askarov, followed by Alexander Pantoja. Alex Perez, who was the first victim of Deiveson Figueiredo, or the most recent loser to Deiveson Figueiredo. And then Brandon Royval. Perez and Royval tied for 4th in the top 5 rankings of the UFC's flyweight division, a division that entering into 2020 and even entering 2020 was on life support. Henry Cejudo saved a division in 2020, but this division has been in a weird state of flux since Mighty Mouse was dominating the division. At some points, Dana White saying he was going to shut down the division. Then Dana White traded after Mighty Mouse lost to Henry Cejudo, basically traded him straight up for Ben Askren. We all know how that went. But since then, Cejudo...
He won everything after that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Bobby Williamson asking, is this actually live? Hi, Bobby. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. Propane accessories. Matt, I mean, the flyweight division is something where when the UFC adds a new division, oftentimes it's because there is a fighter that is transcendent of the fact that, like, it may not be the most thick division. You saw that within the lightweight division. You had dominance within several of the WMMA divisions that were there. And then the flyweight division, you had the roost ruled by Demetrius Johnson for so long, and then by Cejudo for significantly less, and then maybe he'll come back. But this rivalry, I think, is the thing that kind of cemented it. Because while Mighty Mouse was the pound-for-pound king, you had a 2-division champion in Cejudo. We have story here.
Yeah.
And we have a sense of purpose between 2 fighters, as opposed to a star that is just better than the rest. This is the culmination and the solidification, to me, of this division. It has gone through so many threats and repeatedly shows up. And you know what? I can only hope after this fight that we have some other stars in the division start really coming up, or possibly that maybe we get a Cejudo return, maybe we get a Mighty Mouse return. I don't know, Matt. I mean, like, what are your predictions for the flyweight division once we are through this significant chapter in its history?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Malik Holmes for donating $5 to the cause. I think this is better because you needed a rivalry.
Yeah.
You needed a rivalry in this division, and we've got it. You have the draw. If Figueiredo wins this fight, then you have a reason for a fourth fight. The first fight was a draw. The second match, that was Moreno taking the win. If Pereira is able to get the win here tonight in the co-main event of UFC 270, you may actually see a fourth fight here because you do have a litany of fighters. We just went through the list of the top 5 in the division, including Pantoja and Alex Perez. For me right now, if Figueiredo wins this fight, you get a fourth fight. I think this is the Sugar Ray Leonard Duran rivalry. This is the defining rivalry of this division because these are the 2 elite fighters in the division. They beat everybody to get here. For me, and also remember, my lock of the week on Bookmakers Review was this fight going over 4.5 rounds. And we see Figueiredo making his walk to the octagon. He's got a scratch or a welt above his right eye, Brendan. That might be a concern. He's got that bruise. It could be a training injury.
I mean,
or it's a big mark. I don't know.
Listen, I doubt it, but it is a really dangerous place. Right there near the temple, right by the eyelid. The eyelid is one of the most brutal places to be bleeding, as you don't feel it that much, but the blood outpouring is wild. And also right here by the temple, you get hit here, temple, lights out. But right in the eyebrow, along that ridge, the skin is thinner, same with the eyelid, and it's pouring down into your eye. And you know what's not good for seeing or gauging distance? A shit ton of blood in your eye.
That would do it. And Deiveson Figueiredo making his his octagon walk. The native of Sorocaba, Brazil. This is going to be a big fight for the former hairdresser, former barber, turned mixed martial arts / violent human. Someone placed a $3,000 bet on Figueiredo to win by knockout, TKO, or DQ. The potential payout on that $30,000 bet, Brendan, is $303,571.
I wouldn't put money on this fight. The odds are too fucking close.
The only thing I'm taking. The only thing I put money on is it going over 4.5 rounds. I think this fight goes goes close enough to the full 5.
I think that's a smart bet, Matt. I mean, like, you have 2 very evenly matched flyweight fighters, and while speed kills, sometimes it kills a little later in the fight. And these guys are so accurate, so quick, that also I could see it ending pretty quickly, but frankly, it's too evenly matched for me. I agree with the sentiment. If you were going to make a safe bet, I'd be like, this fight will be a banger, and it will make it out of the first round.
Figueiredo with the tied for the most finishes in flyweight history with 7. He's got the most knockouts in the division's history with 8. So 8 knockdowns, 7 finishes. One of the most elite strikers, one of the most elite finishers in the flyweight division. Can be considered one of the pound for pound best in the UFC.
Is that a hematoma?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I can't tell what that is. Shout out to Warren Heiss. He's saying he's here. Well, we're glad to have you here. I don't know what that is, but it looks at the very least like a bruise. Lauren Wilson calling what happened the last time to be the result this time. Moreno by submission. Sean Bowser rooting for Moreno. We got a lot of people in the chat rooting for Moreno. Let us know what you're going for in the chat, who you think is going to pull out the victory tonight inside the Honda Center in our co-main event for the UFC Flyweight Championship. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler. We are calling this action and all the pay-per-views for UFC this year. We're excited to bring the next one, UFC 271, on February 12th. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Combat Culture YouTube channel. Do the thing. Be cool and hang out with us on social media. Be sure to be cool. That's it. That's like, don't be a dick. If you're watching and hanging out in the chat, if you're like Toker, if you're like Charlene, if you're like any of the people who come out like Marathon Refrigeration, show after show after show, and hang out with us, all we want you to do is be cool, respect us, and also like the thing.
Yeah. And call us silly names of celebrities that you think we
Yes.
look like. But yeah, Matt, did you ever answer the question? Are you Bob Vance of
I am
Vance
not.
Refrigeration? Okay.
Marathon Refrigeration has not answered that question. Travis Tarr saying Figueiredo by club and sub. That's a good one. I like that. That's a solid reference for it. A solid way to call that. Trigger D saying they literally took his soul when Moreno got up. Moreno looking angry, looking like Henry Cejudo. He's got the Cejudo scowl as he makes his walk to the octagon. It's War Moreno. This dude is ready for a fight here tonight, and we're ready to call this one. It has been a motherfucker of a time to start 2022.
Truly, and it's something where like pre this fight, I was thinking Brandon Moreno, what a lovely disposition of a chap. He kind of just finished Cobra Kai, and he's got the headband, and I was just like, kind of a genial sort of dude who wears a headband, a little Ralph Macchio, and then he comes in looking ready to eat your lunch.
Yep.
This is gonna be so good. Unless it's not, because my predictions have been wildly off. We'll see. Dick kicks, maybe? I don't know.
Well, we had one the last fight.
Well,
We
Matt,
had the first fight. We had the one in the first fight.
Matt,
had
he has
him
a
in-
Crypto.com shirt.
Well, he's a champion, so he would have to. Figueiredo had one too. So.
Okay, well, fine then, Matt. Either way, I'm buying more Dogecoin. Damn it.
One of Moreno's boys just went full. Let's fucking go. Let's take a look here. Tied for second most performance bonuses in division history with 4 is Moreno. 6th most finishes in the division's history with 4. Tom Clausen, Northern Wisconsin checking in. Yes, we live up here. Sorry for your loss this evening. This is a second Wisconsin night. The Wisconsinians checking in so far this evening. Gary Freeman saying unbeaten in his last 7. Yeah, that's true. But Figueiredo also dusted up an entire small community in his lead up to winning the title. I'm really afraid for my over right now looking at Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, this is fucking wild. And it's going to be really good. So I don't know. I'm fucking pumped. Do you think Brandon Moreno is the toughest person with a Mickey Mouse tattoo?
I would say he's on the list. The opening
Top
odds
fiver.
for tonight, Moreno minus 180, Figueiredo plus 155. In the second fight, it was Figueiredo minus 235, Moreno plus 180. The first fight, it was Figueiredo minus 335, Moreno plus 250. So you see the line shifting and shifting and shifting up until this point. Insanity.
Well,
Shout out
I mean,
to
how
Lauren
do you
Wilson
predict this?
Shout out to Lauren in Michigan, Chase in northern Minnesota. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Moreno 28, Figueiredo 34, Moreno 5'7", Figueiredo 5'5", both men weighing at 124 pounds. The reach advantage coming in here, a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage for Moreno, 70 inches to 68. And goddamn, Bruce Buffer is just swagging on everybody.
Listen, Bruce Buffer continually having the time of his life, and we stand as we must.
Trigger D's mom has a Mickey Mouse tattoo, so she's probably one of the more violent humans on the planet.
Who do you think trained Brandon Moreno?
That's fair.
Yeah. I would love there to be an MMA camp called the Musketeers. I'm just throwing that out there.
Jason Herzog is our referee for tonight in this battle for the UFC Flyweight title. They're doing the fancy lighting for the fancy entrance. Warren Heiss saying Wisconsin is closed. Well, yes, you got shut down tonight by Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry. That's just bad.
Did Garoppolo stop them?
He's the quarterback of the Niners. Trigger D saying chanclas teach great head movement. That is true. I have seen it happen. Growing up in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, I have seen the chancla drill. It is not to be trifled with.
Lordy. Matt, 2 days from now, you're going to realize I said Janine Garofalo. And you'll be like, no, she is actually the quarterback for them.
Oh, just heard you. Sorry. When I start talking, nobody else matters.
That's
I'm working on that with my therapist.
good. Good.
When everybody else talks, it's kind of like a dull hum.
Yeah, listen, it's the other people aren't there and they don't have feelings. It's like, no,
You are all non-playable characters in the video game that is my life.
So, diverting away from the solipsism and going into Henry Cejudo basically making this Rocky movie, as we were saying earlier, this is great story. This is that big fight feel. This is everything.
His entire team is hyping him up while he's just standing with his arms up. Brandon Moreno is a fucking savage. I love this shit so much. Oh my god, Brandon Moreno. Steph has to remind me the name of the chef that almost won Hell's Kitchen Young Guns. He looks exactly like him, and it's bothering me.
Find yourself a crew that loves you the way Brandon Moreno's crew loves you. Like, damn, that's support. That fucks me up, kids.
Shout out to Nathan in the UK. Trigger D, looking to protect yourself or deal some damage. Oh, baby girl, here we go. The co-main event for the UFC Flyweight title. Start the fight, Herzog. I want to see the punching.
Give me violence.
And here we go, round number 1. Both men step into the center of the octagon. And right now, just kind of doing some weird Falun Gong poses as they move around the center of the octagon. Moreno trying to step in and throw the first strike. He has the height and reach advantage by 2 inches in both departments. Leg kick by Figueiredo. Figueiredo missing hard on that one. Moreno landed a punch in the in-between time. Another leg kick. Moreno steps right in. Figueiredo dropped down, and now Figueiredo trying to stifle Moreno, who presses him up against the fence. Quick and psychotic in the first 40 seconds of this one. Moreno pressing Figueiredo up against the fence.
I mean, Matt, what has to be going through your head if you have been in 2 utter fucking wars? Title fight, division making. It seems like so much.
And now pressing up against the fence, Moreno with 355. And now switching stances, 349 left to go. Pressing him up against the fence is Figueiredo. Figueiredo trying to find a way, scooping, putting his hands underneath in between the legs of Figueiredo, trying to power him through. Trying to find a way to sweep the leg out. In 3:33 left to go in the round.
I mean, we talked about it in earlier fights, the type of work that is happening up against a cage, the wrestling and trapping the arms like that can really exhaust either opponent.
Yep.
I mean, you're draining the guy that you're grappling up against the fence with and making them work for every movement, but it is a consistent engagement of the muscles on your end, and you can burn out really quickly.
Under 305, Mr. Worldwide, and Figueiredo and Moreno. The pace of this fight started hot and heavy, and right now they are slow dancing uncomfortably like a junior prom, and Moreno finds a way out of it, misses an overhand left. Both men standing in the center of the octagon now with 2:45 left to go. Figueiredo trying to find a lane, trying to find a way in. 68 reach to 70 reach in Moreno's favor, trying to find a way to get inside. Moreno eats a couple of quick jabs, low kick, takes down Moreno. Great leg kick by Figueiredo. Moreno gets right back up, misses a straight left though, does the champion.
Both look very loose right now, Matt.
2:19 left to go. Leg kick, overhand left, missed by Moreno after hitting the leg kick and a shot to the body, a right hand. Head kick blocked by Figueiredo. 2:07 left to go. Standing in the center of the octagon are both fighters. Figueiredo trying to find a way inside. Moreno using his reach to play keep away. Leg kick takes him down, but Moreno lands an overhand right on the way down. Not going out like that. Standing in the center again, both fighters. Great punching and counter punching here. Leg kick landed by Moreno. Minute 40 left to go in round number 1 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Silkler. Standing in the center of the octagon are both fighters. Moreno trying to do some body positioning here. Speaking of capoeira, leg kick by Figueiredo. Minute 25 left to go in the round now. Switching up the stance, Figueiredo moving out of the way, switches it up, and now Moreno breakdances himself into the Luther Campbell position. Figueiredo has the back, knees Moreno in the ass, right into the hip joint, and now switching his stance and now trying to backpack Moreno, almost trying to walk up his body. Moreno rolls out of it, both men standing back up, and they go back to an exchange under a minute to go in round number 1.
The amount of no-selling of any advantage that has been gained by either one of them is filthy. And also, I mean, I'm just pointing this out because it's interesting to me. Moreno checking a leg kick where it literally made his leg go, and completely nothing here. It's wild, Matt. These two are so evenly matched, and the mind games and the feeling out process of the first round, particularly on a third fight, it's a weird story, and I like it.
Missing the overhand right leg kick. Figueiredo gets the elevator dropped on him for a second. Kicking out the ankle was Moreno. Kicked the leg out of Figueiredo's leg, and Moreno does a Bruce Lee taunt and then goes to throwing hands. Figueiredo push kicks Moreno into the cage. It is chaos here. Punches to the body by Moreno.
Who the fuck do you give this to? What are we dealing
And
with here?
And we have 5 minutes through this one. We have 20 minutes left to go in this fakakta fucking fight.
Like, what are we dealing with? You have the swagger and no selling of Moreno, and then we keep saying the Rocky-liciousness of fucking Figueiredo bringing Cejudo to corner him and to it's just so goddamn much, Matt. So weird. I like it.
And here we go. We're taking a look at the chat. Lauren Wilson saying, "We welcome chaos. Can either of these guys knock the other out?" said Stephen Kelleher. I don't know. Trigger D saying these 125ers are quick as fuck in the scramble. Yes, they are. It's unfair. It's hard.
It's so cool.
I can talk really fast, guys, and Figueiredo's clapping his hands saying he wants more. I need a break.
Matt, you're not getting that tonight. Not
Nope.
with these fights.
It's almost midnight and we're in the co-main. Here we go. Round number 2. And Moreno coming right into Figueiredo's kitchen. Throwing hands. Moreno trying to go for the takedown. Went for the leg and almost tried to flip Moreno. The live odds right now, minus 130 for Moreno, minus 105 for Figueiredo. So those odds getting closer. Moreno might have won round 1, Brendan, but it is an interesting fight for both guys.
Oh,
Kevin
entirely.
Harley saying it's a 10-9 round with a left hand by Moreno.
I mean, it's something where Moreno's composure, I think, is something that really needs to be talked about here. And, you know, there's something with a level of fighter swagger and mind games that...
Moreno just hit a jumping knee into the knee of Figueiredo. Figueiredo lands a right to the jaw, and both men are just staring at each other like, what are you going to do next? It's the fight from They Live. Kick to the leg by Figueiredo, and that hurt Moreno. He was a fidgety little mother for just a second or two after that shot. Oh, that one had to hurt.
They Live. Do you mean WrestleMania 12? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm not.
No, you are. It's okay.
3:45 left to go in the round. Figueiredo, the aggressor here. And round number 2, overhand right. Moreno getting out of the way quickly. Left-right combination. Moreno passes by Figueiredo, missing those shots. A leg kick that time by the champion.
I say this with nothing but love in my heart, but what a delightful and delicious shithead is Brandon Moreno in this fight.
Spinning back kick, clap! Figueiredo gets fucking backflipped! He gets assisted backflip by Moreno after checking a head kick! Oh my god! Oh, sweet Jesus, I love this. Oh,
Yeah.
Moreno. Another leg kick by Figueiredo, and that almost takes out Moreno. He's starting to limp on that front foot. That left leg is screwed, and a left hand by Moreno.
I mean, let's see how that length.
Oh, another left hook by Moreno. Figueiredo lands a shot and a right by Moreno. These men are trying to end the other's career. Overhand right missed by Figueiredo, but Moreno landing a left to the ribcage. Straight left missed by Moreno. Leg kick again by Moreno to Figueiredo. 2:31 left to go. Trigadi saying si se puede. Leg strikes right now. It's 15-7 in favor of Figueiredo.
My God.
A can kick by Figueiredo, blocked by Moreno. Moreno switching up his handstands, throws an overhand right, misses. Figueiredo also throws one and misses. Tags with the left by Moreno, though.
I am obsessed with this fight. This is amazing.
Left hook followed up by a right uppercut by Moreno in the clinch really quickly in the center of the cage. Minute 55 left to go in the round. Leg kick by Figueiredo. Moreno missing with the overhand left. Figueiredo dodging in just the right amount of time. Getting out of there. Figueiredo slipping again and blocking a kick, grabbing the leg of Figueiredo. Tried to do that assisted front flip again to send Moreno down. 94 seconds left to go in the round. Missing with the left hand was the champion. And again, missing the champion. And Trigady saying, we still have Francis Ngannou after this. Yes, we have another title fight. In terms of significant strikes, Figueiredo is 26 of 43, 60%. Moreno only 23%. In terms of significant strikes, spinning back kick, checked by Figueiredo, who just kicked him in the back of the leg. And another leg kick by Figueiredo. Moreno, eats a shot to the ribcage, a left to the ribcage, and throws two solid left to the temple, followed up by another one by Moreno. Moreno looking like Canelo Alvarez with his combinations here. 54 seconds left to go. Moreno gets clocked with an overhand right. Another overhand right by Figueiredo. Moreno follows up with a right-left combo to the head. 44 seconds left to go. A leg kick by the champion.
I pity your jaw in the morning.
Oh.
Good God, Matt. I mean,
yeah, 30 seconds left to go in the round now. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Oh, Moreno feigned a spinning back kick, but gets caught by Figueiredo. Moreno finds a way out of it. 15 seconds left to go. Both men throwing overhand lefts. Moreno lands a little cleaner. Another straight left by Moreno, and a head kick missed, and another one by Figueiredo. Both men a quarter second from sending each other's head into the fifth row at the Honda Center, and that's the end of round two. Good Lord, goddamn, what a fight!
I mean, they know each other. The tail of the tape has been there. The tape has been also studied. And frankly, they spent the 10,000 hours in the cage, as 'twere, with each other. It is something where it might come down to a mistake. It is so close, but also I got to give that one to Moreno. I mean, like
I know, man. That round was Figueiredo. That round was Figueiredo, man.
Yeah.
I give it 10-9 Figueiredo.
Okay, so you got it 1-1 right now?
I got it 1-1 right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to begrudge that, man. I mean, it is a thing right now where I'm like, the selling of this, like, the damage is absolutely there, and they're throwing with such velocity, and, the fucking takedown, though, that takedown is what pushed it over for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the capturing of that I thought was just so impressive, and the dismount from that looked utterly brutal. So that's what put me in there, but Figueiredo showing up like a motherfucker. He's so fast, so strong.
And we are just about 10 seconds gone by in the first leg kick around number 3 from Figueiredo. Shout out to Charlene rejoining us here. I feel like my levels are fine because I've been bellowing. 4:40 left to go in round number 3. Another round and a half. Oh! And plus Figueiredo, a plus 140 underdog in the third round. I don't know how Moreno's now minus 185 as a favorite. That's an interesting change of pace. That significant. Oh! Moreno came in. Figueiredo catches him and now is in side control. 18-9 in favor of Figueiredo in the first round in terms of significant strikes. Moreno turned it around in round 2, 27-14 for the champion. So that might be why. And now Figueiredo's got the back. Figueiredo Moreno trying to go for a standing RNC, but Moreno finds a way out of it. What a start to this round.
Yeah, understatement of the century. A lot going on. These are two guys that know each other and know each other too damn well. Just keep fighting. Just keep doing it. I like it.
3:45 left to go in the round. Moreno controlling the center of the octagon. Figueiredo pacing, looking for an opportunity. Both men throw leg kicks and they land. Both throwing the inside leg, and a spinning head kick attempt by Figueiredo does not land. Moreno is wobbled. Right hand, he rolls his way out, and Figueiredo's down. Both men lay in the leather here. Figueiredo smiling, doing the what's up, the Jordan meme, and now Moreno getting clipped again with an uppercut. Both men lay in the leather here. Moreno eats another left uppercut from Figueiredo. Sweet backflipping Batman. Moreno and Figueiredo leaving it all inside the octagon. Leg kick by Moreno.
The combat roll really threw me. That was fucking wild. This is... God, I love this sport. I really
2:51
do.
left to go in the round. Leg kick and a left-right combination and another left by Moreno. Figueiredo through the leg kick, leading to a 3 combination. Figueiredo gets clocked again with the left hand after he throws an uppercut at Moreno. Moreno landing with impunity. Drink, motherfuckers. 2:33 left to go in round number 3 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Tripped up Figueiredo, trips Moreno, takes out that ankle. He might have found that front leg could be in trouble after all those leg kicks by Figueiredo. Spinning through on the leg kick, had to turn on a dime. Getting out of that one. Oh, and a left hand by Figueiredo! By Moreno and a right hand. It sent Figueiredo into the phantom zone, but he comes right back and he smiles. These aren't human beings. These are robots. These are violent robots, and another leg kick by Figueiredo to Moreno.
The rock'em sock'em variety, but they get to use their legs. Goodness gracious, Great British Baking Show, what a fight.
Somebody call Paul Hollywood. 94 seconds left to go.
Oh, man, this fucking fight, and like, if you were trying to register who was winning this fight based on their faces and who's indicating that they've actually been hurt, got nothing. You can't tell.
38-16 for Moreno in terms of head strikes, 9-9 in the body, 22-11 for the legs. Once again, that 2-to-1 ratio favoring Figueiredo in terms of leg strikes. Moreno in the lead in terms of significant strikes to the head.
Yeah.
Minute 2 left to go. Right now, the live odds, Moreno a -255 favorite, a +185 for Figueiredo. I feel this fight is much closer than the live odds. You can give 2 rounds to Moreno and 1 to Figueiredo. You can rotate them back and forth. Left uppercut. Both men standing and trading. Figueiredo gets clocked again. Moreno winning this round. Another both men just standing and trading. Moreno landing a left-right combination, and then a right from Figueiredo, left, and then leading it. Elbow attempt missed by Figueiredo. The action is fast and furious here in round 3. Another left hand just coming in with that left hook and a head kick blocked by Figueiredo. Moreno throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Kick to the balls, and Moreno will no-sell it and keep moving. 2 straight lefts and another right. Figueiredo's dropped Moreno and pulled the guillotine. 3 seconds left to go in the round. Figueiredo might have stolen the round, and he gets it through with the champion. And Figueiredo pushing Moreno. Woo-hoo-hoo. What a round. We're going to round 4.
Now, Matt, let me ask you a question. Figueiredo landed significantly more leg kicks. You had Moreno landing significantly more head strikes. I mean, if you were to score, or within the unified rules of mixed martial arts, do either of these, in your opinion, count for more, even if it's not on a technical level?
It depends on how you view it, because you've seen those leg kicks really hamper Moreno, and you can see the damage that Figueiredo's done to his face. You can see the swelling on the face of the champion. You can see him pieced up a little bit, a couple of scars, some possible hematomas, and you see, an overhand left, and then just met by an overhand right. These guys have been finding their ways into the pocket, and that overhand right, just all of Figueiredo's soul was in that right hand, and it caught Moreno exactly where it needed to be towards the end of that round. Right now, I give that round to Figueiredo. It's right now round 4.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the strikes within this one, like they know each other so well, and when they land
Another
clean,
leg kick by Figueiredo.
it's brutal. It's
Over
insane.
11 seconds gone by here in round number 4. Minus 150 for Moreno, plus 110 for Figueiredo. Those last few seconds really shifted the odds according to DraftKings. And also, if you want to bet with DraftKings, we dropped that in the Combat Culture YouTube channel chat. So if you want to head on over there and subscribe, Moreno missing with a lot of left hands, but Figueiredo landing a quick left jab. Another leg kick by the challenger. 4:20 blaze it left to go in round number 4. Trying to stand in the center of the ring. Octagon. Been working in wrestling too long. Both men leading with the left. A leg kick that time by Moreno. Took out the ankle. Figueiredo spinning. Almost caught the hamstring or caught the MCL of Figueiredo on that spinning kick by Moreno. And a kick to the pelotas. He's no-selling it. Herzog not stopping. 3:45 left to go. Trying to keep it moving here. Not trying to have this one be hampered on the scorecards like fight number 1. Moreno wants to win this on the merits of his ability. Overhand right, missing heavy with the left and going there. At the end of that, 3:30 left to go in the round. Left hand missed by Moreno. Figueiredo breathing heavy, and I believe the champion is as well. 3:22 left to go in the round.
I mean, this could be the determinant round, Matt. I mean, you don't want to be giving too much away.
Leg kick followed up by an overhand right. Moreno to the champion, to the challenger with that overhand right. Figueiredo with the kick. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. 3:02 left to go here in round number 4 for the UFC Flyweight title. Both men looking for position. Moreno missing with the overhand right. Kick to the body. Moreno missing with the overhand right. Tried to hit the left. Trying to create some space between he and the challenger. And Figueiredo dropped to one knee. Wasn't trying to propose. Got clipped for half a second. Eats an overhand left from Figueiredo. Moreno and Figueiredo avoiding another one by the champion. 2.5 minutes left to go. Someone in the chat, Sonata Yamakura, saying this analysis is professional and sensual. Thank you. That's on my LinkedIn. 2:20 left to go in the round. Figueiredo eats another straight left hand from the champion. He lands another one, does Moreno, but Figueiredo lands a couple in response. Back and forth, a couple of volleys between each fighter with 2:07 left to go in the co-main event for the UFC Flyweight Championship.
Matt, if you were basing it off how they are composed, who do you think is winning this fight presently?
Figueiredo, because Moreno is full of nervous energy. He keeps switching up his stance. He's trying to find a way to get inside, even though he's got the distance. He's got the height. He's got the reach. He can play keep away here and almost eats a left hand, a left uppercut, an overhand right landed by Figueiredo as Moreno tried to go for a super kick inside. Both men landing shots, and Figueiredo trying to go for a takedown. Switches stances again in a reverse waist lock. Figueiredo pressing Moreno's jaw up against the fence. Needed a back of the thigh. Another one by the challenger. 1:20 left to go in round number 4. Trying to make something happen here is the challenger Figueiredo. He won round number 3. Right now it feels like Moreno could have won rounds 1 and 2. If Figueiredo keeps his pace up in round 4, he might walk away 2-2 into the 5th round. Trying to press off as the champion, trying to get low. Right now, plus 120, Moreno the underdog. Figueiredo, the minus 165 favorite. You see the odds changing here with ferocity, trying to get in the Muay Thai clinch. As Figueiredo eating a couple of shots by the champion. The champion evading the Muay Thai clinch by the former champion. 41 seconds left to go in the round. And now Moreno being circled by Figueiredo.
I mean, honestly, Matt, your prediction is holding out, and hot damn, I think the reset will be very important.
Let's take a look at the significant strikes. 18-9 for Figueiredo in round 1, 27-14 for Moreno in round 2, 34-19 in round 3 for Moreno, and it's been closer here, 17-15 in Figueiredo's favor in round number 4. We're heading to the 10-second mark here, and two left hooks by the champion to the challenger. Moreno Figueiredo trying to extend his arms and fuck around with the challenger, and Moreno tosses Figueiredo down after going for a takedown attempt. As we will go to round number 5 here, and you can see the leg. They're panning on the leg on the TV broadcast. That leg might be a little fakakta there. I believe it's the right leg of Brandon Moreno, Brendan.
Yeah. I mean, like, the significant amount of leg kicks. And listen, if you listen to me on this literally fucking ever, I will espouse the glory that is successful leg kick strategy. Because if you fuck up an ACL, if you fuck up a knee, if you really cramp a calf, your distance is gone, your base is gone, your power is gone, you can't do shit. So that's where we're at with Moreno. 1 round left. Arguably a 2-2, probably on most judges' cards, maybe, if they're sane, but it's judges. Who knows? And if we were talking about imagery, you look at Figueiredo on the stool, the smile, Cejudo there. He seems like he's got this, even though it is probably a tied thing. I don't know, man. It really is important to see what Moreno can do in terms of regaining feeling in that leg, executing on distance, and showing the fuck up, and actually visually showing that he is as smooth as he was feeling in those first couple rounds.
And we got a firefight here. 10 seconds into round number 5. Both fighters throwing some heavy hands. 4:45 left to go. Trigger D saying, "Pick against me, make money." Well, ooh. We'll talk. Field goal kick attempt by Figueiredo, not landing, and now Moreno trying to go for a takedown, gets it. Scoring a takedown against Figueiredo is Moreno. That's an interesting change of pace in this one. Trying to get out of side control is Moreno. Figueiredo on his back, trying to avoid the submission attempt. Trying to get in the mount is Moreno. Figueiredo doing an effective job of finding a way out of there. Moreno hoisting his junk again. I don't think he was struck there. I think he's just fixing his cup. 4:04 left to go in round number 5. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Moreno looking a little worse for wear than Figueiredo in the face region. But that just could be because of welts and hematomas. Figueiredo has been lit up. Another leg kick by Figueiredo. Moreno trying to push away and throw a punch. Did not land the punch. 3:45 left to go in round number 5 to decide the UFC Flyweight Champion. A beautiful left to the body, right to the ribs by Moreno. Figueiredo gets inside and then pushes away Moreno before an attack. 3:32 left to go in the round. Trying to stand in the center of the octagon are both fighters trying to find a position here and finish this fight. Missing with the overhand left was Moreno. Figueiredo quickly into a scramble, but Moreno finds a way out of it. Minus 185 for Moreno, plus 140 for Figueiredo. Oh, left to the jaw by Figueiredo. Figueiredo throws another right. The odds bouncing back and forth just like this fight. Figueiredo missing with a left, but Moreno landing with one. 2:54 left to go in the fight. Standing here in the 5th round, trying to find a rhythm and an opportunity, and trying to get something going. Figueiredo standing in the center of the octagon. Moreno landing a left. Overhand right missed by Figueiredo. 2.5 left to go in the round.
I mean, what must you be asking yourself? End of a trilogy, 2 rounds to 2 rounds, where it's still feeling really fucking even. I mean, Matt, you're a fighter in this. What's going through your head?
Why am I fighting here? Why am I here? Right hand by Figueiredo. Figueiredo trying to pull the guillotine. Left-handed. These guys are going at it. Over 2.5 rounds plus 100 right now via DraftKings, and Figueiredo landing an epic shot, but Moreno finding a way out of it. Minute 55 left to go in round number 5 for the UFC Flyweight Championship. We are through the looking glass. We have reached the over. Congratulations, everybody who bet it. You're welcome. Oh, a left-right combination met by another one. Challenger to champion, and then champion to challenger. 90 seconds left to go in the fight. Both men, missing with the right was the champion, the challenger, the champion landing twice.
Hot.
Kick to the leg by Figueiredo. Moreno landing 52% of his significant strikes. Moreno landing way more in terms of volume, but only 42% have landed. He has thrown 247, but he has not been as proficient as Figueiredo. That might come into play here in the deep parts once we go to the scorecards. Under 57 seconds now left to go. A push kick by the challenger, leg kick by the champion. 51 seconds missing the head kick was Figueiredo.
Yeah.
We are in the 5th and final round, 42 seconds left to go. Brendan, this one getting down to the get down.
Getting down to the get down and getting ready to pen into the record books. I mean, this is as fine a rivalry as there's been. Period. Gorgeous work by both men.
25 seconds left to go. Overhand right, missed by Figueiredo. Moreno trying to evade, slipping and sliding. Was Figueiredo falling over himself to land shots. Both men missing here. 15 seconds left to go in the fight. Trying to go for the takedown is Figueiredo. Moreno, they both stand and trade. Rock'em sock'em robots in the last 5 seconds of this fight. And we will go to the scorecards here with a level of chaos. And Figueiredo trying to land one after the bell. Both of them think they've won. Both of them have earned at least a bonus tonight. Wow, what a fight.
My body decided to sneeze that out.
Yeah.
Because it was going to break me if it entered in me. Yeah, I mean, like, this is one for the record books. Who the fuck won that? I'm not entirely sure. God damn, it was gorgeous. And I loved it. And I wouldn't mind seeing a fourth. I wouldn't mind seeing a fourth fight, Matt. Like, it was so close. Fuck. Okay, who do you have?
I give the first round to Moreno. I can give the second round to I have Figueiredo by a round.
Okay. I think I have Moreno by a round. Case, you here? What do you got? Or Steph, I want a third opinion on this from. Okay, what's your reasoning? Out of curiosity.
He threw more. In terms of significant strikes, Figueiredo was the one who was landing a higher percentage of significant strikes. If you're talking about proficiency, if you're talking about volume, then Moreno won.
Yeah, I mean, that I'm in agreement with Case on this one, where I'm also just like, I think when it is this close, there's somewhat of a game of imagery, and Moreno managed to maintain a certain level of composure, even with like devastating shots from Figueiredo. I don't know, gang. This is as close as it gets. I'm going to get a tissue. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Checking in on the chat, Andrew Thompson and Stephen Kelleher have it a draw. Andrew Thompson calling it a majority draw. Norbito Tinoco saying Moreno. Bowhunter saying Figueiredo got the last 2 rounds. We're going to go Bowhunter saying 3-2 Figueiredo. We're going for the official decision here. Jason Herzog was your referee. And checking, we're going to the official scorecards. 48-47 in a unanimous decision. Deiveson Figueiredo has regained the UFC Flyweight Championship in a 48-47 unanimous decision victory, regaining the title tonight. in Anaheim, and we got a fourth fight. This is just made a fourth fight. Super Adam Cock, Sean Bowser saying draw. Fo Sushi saying, wow, we got a lot of people in Moreno shadow boxing in the corner. I don't care about anything else right now. That has to be a fourth fight between the two. Deiveson Figueiredo crying inside the octagon. We have a unanimous decision win for Deiveson Figueiredo. He is once again the UFC Flyweight Champion. Moreno giving respect to his team, giving respect to Figueiredo. No way, no how this does not turn into a fourth fight between the two. You have to decide it now. They've beat each other, and there was a draw. You cannot have this go without a fourth fight.
I mean, yes, you could do that, but do you think it is a more money drawing thing to potentially put Moreno in there with Cejudo as a number one contender?
Cejudo's not going to re-enter the division at 125. If he is, he's going to probably move up to 135.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me, but also
you have the draw. They beat each other and they had a draw. Like, this is, you have to have a fourth fight now. Like, there's no other fight in this division. You cannot make an argument to me that there's any other fight in this division that matters more than seeing these guys fight for a fourth time.
Yeah, unless I was playing devil's advocate just for the sake of it and being a contrarian.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No need to be a contrarian on that one.
No, I don't. And it is the thing where, like, look, Cejudo, the Cejudo of it all, the divisional status of it all, I could see some swervy things because, again, I've been brutalized by pro wrestling. God help me. Where I'm like, well, what's the weird thing that has to be thrown in here to make this extend? I think if you're Brandon Moreno, you have nothing to be ashamed of. And I think
that was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, and like, listen, I don't necessarily agree with the decision, but I don't disagree with the decision because of how excellent and how close this is. So here's a question for both of you. If you are Moreno and you're to pull your own Rocky, who do you put in your corner as the training partner to get you beefed up for the fourth fight?
I don't know. Like,
Demetrius? My bad.
I don't think he's going to get involved in all that. It's not. I think it's strategy more than anything. Just rewatching this fight and realizing that in certain situations he was more proficient. He needs to. For me, if I'm Brandon Moreno, I'm limiting the volume. I'm being more proficient with my striking. I'm going back to the boxer. Also work, as Case said, he was better in the scrambles. He was finding a way out of the grappling exchanges. If he was able to be more dominant in those situations, not just get out of them, but follow up with either his own takedowns or solid strikes, because he did win that first round. And then you have the ability to create conversation for the other four. And just that little bit of daylight was all it took for Figueiredo to take each one of those other rounds.
I mean, do you think that this is a matter of power and perception? Because, like, to me, Moreno put out such a high volume. And when we're talking about the way that the unified MMA rules are, I thought the scoring should have probably gone to Moreno. But when Figueiredo hits you, like, damn, does it look bowling shoe ugly for you?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think that's a problem that he can overcome necessarily. Like, if he gets hit, he's gonna get hit hard because Figueiredo is a fucking murderer. But
yep,
I don't know. Case, what are your thoughts on this, Bubba?
I'll be right back.
I mean, I think this is an ideological thing also. Like, for those of us who've been fans through the Pride years and stuff like that, where we're still trying to navigate our way into what constitutes a win, what constitutes damage and stuff like that. Like, it's a different animal, but like, to me, I agree with you. I feel like Moreno should have probably taken it, and they're gonna be back. It makes sense to me that they should be back. So I don't know. This would be the fourth fight. Yeah. 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 Listen, it's a late Mission Impossible or Fast and the Furious movie. You just know it's going to be a banger and kind of weird and over the top. But you see the comments rolling in from the professionals who are just like, "That's great. Do it again, please and thank you." And who are we to argue with Polish power? Honestly, I won't. 'Cause he'd kick my ass. Yeah. Listen, if you're solidifying a division, come on. Also, Nate Diaz lighting up a joint, Mike Tyson there. I mean, murderer's row of weird celebrity pop-ups tonight. I'm feeling it, and we get to our main event with a little bit of trailer work where Francis Ngannou is gonna punch the fuck out of one of the members of Jackass. Good. I am. Oh yeah. No, no. I am. I do believe that this is Ngannou's fight to lose. Despite the fact that I do like Ciryl Gane. I think that Ngannou is where he should be, and I think this fight is a couple of X factors that we're dealing with, Case. You have the nerves and how we deal with pressure for both guys on entirely different levels. It is a step up in competition for Ciryl Gane. It is the weight of a division and an identity of how fighters should be paid or recognized in Francis Ngannou after quite the journey for him. I think there's a lot of ways for Ciryl Gane to hit you, but I think the moment that Francis Ngannou touches you, it's a little bit Mirko Krokop-ish, where it's a right hand cemetery, left hand also cemetery. The legs are also cemetery. Most options are cemetery with Francis Ngannou. So I'm excited to see it. I think this may be Ciryl Gane's first loss, but also I've eaten a lot of shit tonight on my opinion.
Yeah,
So
you have. You've been lit up like a proverbial Christmas tree, my friend.
listen. This is what happens when we do these barrel proof whiskeys. You get lit up like a Christmas tree. But I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But also now, because of how wrong I have been tonight, I don't know. Don't choose your betting odds on me.
No,
Do not do your mortgage.
my lock though. 10 out of 10. Call that one. Mystic Matt hitting you again with the realness. 2 for 2 on picks tonight. Got the over, and I got this this last fight.
Good God. Matt, talk to me about where your head's at within this fight.
I think that Stephen Kelleher said it best. If Francis doesn't get him early, he's going to be pieced up.
I'd buy that.
I think for Francis Ngannou, it's more so taking this through and trying to figure out. I'm trying to trying to articulate my words and also get caught up with the chat at the same time. With
I'll tag in
with
for
everything on Ngannou's plate, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And we saw what happened in the first Stipe fight where he had the weight of the world, the weight of the marketing, the weight of the promotion on his shoulders, and he faltered. And it took him 2 fights. It took him the loss to Stipe and then the loss to Derek Lewis. He prioritized and reset where he was. And I think this Francis Ngannou, we saw it in the Stipe fight. He murked Stipe.
Yes.
He did.
And who the fuck murks Stipe? I think it's yes, but I do think that this is a different Francis Ngannou than who we saw then. And, like, I don't think you get the Francis Ngannou of now without that. I don't think that he's the type of person who needs the same lesson that many times. But a thing that is unproven is, to a degree, how Ciryl deals with adversity. Like, what happens on that first punch that lands clean? Because, like, it takes a punch to land clean from Francis. As we're going through these highlights, and I'm pooping just the littlest bit.
But it is 12:22 in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and it is main event time. This show hasn't felt as long as it has been. It felt like an hour. It has felt like half the time. And Ciryl Gane will make his walk to the octagon. Last time we saw him, he won the interim title by dropping Derek Lewis in Derek Lewis's hometown. That's some cold shit.
Yeah.
To beat him, man.
Matt, also marketing opportunity, shirts that say Octagon.
No. His last 4... I'm just going to bypass that. Last 4 opponents for Gane included Alexander Volkov, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, and Junior Dos Santos between 20 and 20 and now. And that win over JDS was a TKO. The other 2 fights were by unanimous decision. This is his biggest opponent and his biggest fight to date. Like, this is the tippy top for Ciryl Gane. And we talked about it before. He's knocked out 4, submitted 3. The rest were decisions, and that is how he's gotten here tonight. The native of France going up against Francis Ngannou. You got to wonder, he was able to meet the pressure of fighting Derek Lewis in Derek Lewis's hometown. Is this a different level of pressure? Is this a different level of focus? It's the interim. Yes. It was the interim title. Like, obviously. I'm asking a leading question here.
Entirely, but, like, listen. When we talk about someone who's 10-0, 10-0 is sometimes the level that we've seen people enter the UFC on this card. Actually, with more wins. But when you look at won an interim title off Derek Lewis in Derek Lewis's hometown. Last 4 opponents included Alexander Volkov, Rozenstruik, and Dos Santos. Like, fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, but you can also, those are murderous row, but those also are common opponents with Ngannou that Ngannou's beaten on this run. And also, he's faced Stipe twice. He also got Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I think he cooked Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
Listen, I'm not saying that it's one way or the other. I'm just saying that in a 10-fight run, in terms of getting to a heavyweight title fight and with a legitimate claim, it's not tomato cans.
Yeah, no. But also take a look at Ngannou's last 5. It's Miocic, Jairzinho, JDS, Cain Velasquez, and Curtis Blades. And he also, Brendan, defeated all of them by knockout or TKO.
Yes, I am willing to concede that Francis Ngannou is what the youths would call a bad bitch. I mean, like, this is something where you have 2 elite level strikers that I'm really looking forward to this Abu Dhabi Combat Tournament jiu-jitsu match that we're about to be treated to. No, this is gonna be a banger. This is gonna be fists and feet of fury just doing the thing, and I'm fucking stoked for it. Look, this is one of the great cards that we've gotten to call, Matt.
Yep. I feel been one of the funnest nights we've had here so far.
Fuck yeah. You know what, Case? If you're here for a second, I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. I this is one of the most exciting heavyweight fights I can think of. I think they're both so dynamic in different ways, considering the fact that like they also have the same trainer. I don't know. Uh, What I mean, what do you think are the X factors here, and why do you think that leads to X person's victory? I guess would be the direct question version of that.
Mm, mm,
Hmm. Right.
yeah. Uh,
I think that's a very fucking
Also, Brendan,
spicy
I
take.
believe, Case, you might be muted, so that might have been
Muted. I'm muted. You're right. I
That
hit the
was
wrong
such
thing.
good commentary. Oh god
No,
damn
I'm
it.
sorry, guys. Okay, I'll quickly repeat it since they're walking in
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
The main X factors for the people who missed it are cardio for the two because Ngannou seems to gas in second and third rounds even when he still gets his incredible KOs. But Gane clearly does not gas even with high output. But after that, right? Because if it gets to the second round and Gon's not getting hit with stuff and not getting rocked, he's probably going to employ a grappling heavy strategy. And I'm not saying he easily wins or anything, but if they get into like an interesting like grappling exchange, he seems to be far ahead in the technical, more jujitsu-y stuff. Because hitting a heel hook at heavyweight in MMA is super weird. And if he can easily pull that off, unless Ngannou's been training that, he's he could easily get his ACL snapped in a round or two. So yeah, those are the two ones. We all know Ngannou's power, but then the main one is going to be cardio for me. If it survives a round, it's going to come down to cardio and grappling, I think. But yeah, you guys take it away.
Thank you so much, Case. And for those wondering why Case thought he was live, he usually mutes himself to talk to us to let us know because he is our producer. He gives us cues to let us know things are happening. And also, folks, that just live broadcasting. We're still figuring out the machinery here. We had to trade our old producer to CBS for old episodes of Wings. Like I traded 3 seasons of Wings, all of the odd number episodes, to
But
CBS for Shaq. That's
we
that's what happened.
Matt, has the trade for that much ship coin really worked out for us though? That is the question.
I don't know. I have to check the next. I have to check the next stockholders meeting. Uh, Rich Gurley asking, "Are you? I'm mom's basement. No, I am in a basement, but I am not. I'm your mom's basement.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna echo the sentiment of Case here, where like I do believe Gon has probably some
Hold on, quickly
spectacular.
tell of the tape here. Ngannou 35, Gon 31, both 6'4". Ngannou 10 pounds heavier, 257. Gon at 247. Ngannou with the 2-inch reach, 83 to 81. Brendan.
I was gonna say that the later the rounds go, the more I give it to Gon. But I really do believe that I don't know that this one makes it out of the first. It's a really fascinating fight, and it is a question of nerves, technique, cardio, power versus versatility. This is what we watch heavyweight fights for. And Bruce Buffer's weird fucking suit is actually why I'm here.
Herb
Um,
Dean will be the official for this match. 3 judges. Sal D'Amato, who's a consistent judge in the UFC and big fights in California, is also one of the judges tonight. Uh, Richard Cleary and one other are the judges tonight. And shout out to Chris Mod donating $1.49 to the cause. All that money goes to pay for our wine. I'm kidding. Pays for the robots that mine your data. I'm kidding. It goes to keep the lights on. But please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Be cool. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to be cool. You want to subscribe. You want to like. You want to be
Yeah.
a part of the community we
Yeah.
have every single month for UFC.
Yeah. Gang, put your predictions in the chat. You can only get it in for the next couple seconds because this might only last a couple seconds.
This is that Tyson fight energy all over it. You don't know how long it's gonna last, but you don't expect it to last all that long.
What if this is a 5-round grappling match, Matt?
Oh, then we're gonna have to fill a lot of time, and I am not looking forward to that.
Hey.
Toker 88 saying Matt is clearing his pipes for the guarantee of excitement. Yes, that is what I'm doing. It's not because I was doing things off screen. No,
Goodness
I was
gracious.
coughing. Because it is cold outside. It was 16 degrees when I woke up today in New York. I hated all of it.
My feet have been cold for like 3 weeks, and I'm so mad.
Lauren Wilson going by Gane by KO. And here's the introduction for Francis Ngannou. Ngannou just ready to hurt somebody. The man from Cameroon is the plus 125 underdog, even though he's got an inch height advantage and a 10-pound weight advantage walking in tonight. Shout out to Bill Elder. Good job tonight. Watch you guys every big fight. The always increasing cost of fights is bonkers. And also, PJ Simpson always coming through with the big money donation, donating $25 to the cause. His prediction, gentlemen, pain. Ice cold Dr. Dash Pepper saying Francis round 2. That's an interesting prediction. And Ngannou just standing in the center of the octagon, asserting his dominance, doing the Randy Orton snake pose, and getting ready for violence.
I'm ready for this to end by punt, Matt.
Yeah, someone getting RK Izzy'd out of the building. Gane smiling as Herb Dean gives him in the instructions. Both men will touch gloves once again and go back to their neutral corners. Whoo, baby, here we fucking go.
Let's do this.
What happens if Ngannou hits Gane in the tattoo in the center of his chest and he makes the Windows startup noise?
I'm pretty sure it's the Putty's rule of Power Rangers, and he will be immediately defeated.
Sounds about right. And here we go. Round number 1 of 5 for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Gane towards the outside of the octagon, closer to the fence than Ngannou. Ngannou controlling the center. And Gane will be the first to engage with the left hand. Gane going for a takedown, needed a body, and takes Ngannou all the way across the cage. Looked like a tackling drill. And now Ngannou pressed up against the fence by the interim champion. Ngannou landing a knee, trying to pull the arm, trying to push out of the grips of the French interim champion. Knee to the thigh by Gane. He gets out of it. 4:20 left to go in round number 1 of 5. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Gane looking for an opportunity here to get past the fighter who's 10 pounds heavier than him. Leg kick landed by my Gane, but Ngannou trying to go for an overhand left, steps right in, feigns a shot, and now pressing Gane up against the fence. Ngannou may want to go for underhooks here. He's got one arm. Gane landing some shots to the body. A knee to the inside thigh from both fighters. Ngannou first, then Gane. Now trying to go for a slam here is Ngannou trying to go for a takedown here. Now has the arms in a variation of an underhook. Now trying to sweep the arms under. Gane pressing Ngannou under the fence, has one underhook. And now and a knee to the inner thigh. It looked like a dick kick, but Herb Dean didn't say anything. Overhand left missed by Ngannou. Standing in the center of the cage, straight left landed by Gane. Switching stances, Gane.
They look similar size. We are talking about a 10-pound weight advantage for Ngannou, but it honestly feels to me like Ciryl Gane may have just hydrated better.
It might have, yeah. Well, they both had to meet a certain, weight 265. Both were well under 265. Kick to the body, an uppercut by Ngannou. Ngannou trying to get in the clinch, missing the uppercut with the right hand was Ngannou.
Yes. That
Straight
body
left landed by Gane. 2:35 left to go in round number 1 in the main event of UFC 270. Gane trying to open up, spinning back kick, landed by the interim champion. Ngannou still prowling though, still following the interim champion around inside the octagon. 219 and needed a body by the interim champion. Gane once again getting back on his bicycle, trying to change up his rhythm, change up his walking pattern to get inside the head of the champion. Lands a straight left, almost eats a left to the right to the temple, but not landing is Ngannou. Ngannou now checks a leg kick from Gane. Circling around now, minute 55 left to go. Both men pacing around here. Ngannou feigning some shots to try to find reach. Ngannou sets up with the left but throws the overhand right but does not land it. If that landed, someone would have had a new skull to take home here in Anaheim. Both men standing in the center now. Both men trying to look possibly for a trip takedown. Now it looks like they're angry tangoing across the octagon. Ngannou dragged Gane up to the fence trying to find a way out of it. In a waist lock now. Belly to belly waist lock by the champion. Ngannou trying to look for a takedown here. Minute 16 left to go in round number 1. Pressed up against the fence is Gane. He takes I needed a body, but a stand switch. And now Ngannou's pressed up against the fence. Gane trying to grapple here with Ngannou standing with a minute 2 left to go in round number 1. Trying to find a way out of it is Ngannou. Both men have been switching back and forth here. Ngannou possibly the more aggressive of the two fighters through round 1. But Gane pressing Ngannou up against the fence, landing knees to the thigh, almost to the hip joint. And now Gane trying to pressure Ngannou off the fence and try to leverage a takedown, but nothing doing here. 38 seconds left to go in round number 1. Knee to the outside of the thigh by Gane. Knee to the inside of the thigh, but Ngannou charges out, lands a knee of his own, overhand left, catches it into a clinch and tries to go for the uppercut, not landed on Gane. 20 seconds left to go in the round. Push kick by Ciryl Gane. Overhand right, not landed by the challenger, but not landing cleanly. 10 seconds left to go in round number 1. Both men looking to continue pushing the pace here, but both men not really throwing anything, switching up his stances. Gone, and that's the end of round number 1. Brendan, your thoughts?
My thoughts very simply are like Francis Ngannou's power was obviously shown within this, but it's still a bit of a stalemate. They trained under the same people. They are familiar with each other. But you had Ciryl Gane continually showing up in terms of what the rules of what modern MMA within the UFC octagon are. And I got to give the round to him. The pressure was utterly there. But I think he respects Francis's power, and I don't think either of them landed in a way that was declarative of what they do. But if we get a really fucking boring stalemate match and Ciryl Gane continues to do what he's doing, that's the fight. You as Francis Ngannou have to be thinking about how can you control the octagon, how can you be diversifying your strikes in a way that you can cut through what just happened there, because you got grapple fucked into the cage and then couldn't do anything. So figure it out and hit him hard.
And here we go, round number 2. Both men will touch gloves as a sign of respect. Now Ngannou putting the pressure on Gane, kind of Fosseing his way out of the way of a strike. Head kick attempt by Ngannou does not land. 15 seconds gone by in the second round of 5. Putting the pressure on now is Ngannou. Stepping in as the champion, not landing, not throwing a punch. Both men dancing around the center of the octagon. 428, kick to the knee by Ngannou. Another one does not land, and a savate kick by Gane to the midsection of Ngannou. That one lands. 419 left to go in round number 2. Missing with the right, but landing the left is Gane. 2 overhand shots. Did not get enough on that shot on Ngannou. Did Gane, and doing a little dance as Gane. He gyrated his arms and then popped his hips. towards Ngannou. Ngannou going back and forth with leg kicks. Ngannou throws a left and then an overhand right. Barely lands the left. You can see Ngannou breathing a little heavy here. 3:55 left to go in the round. Leg kick landed to the thigh by Ciryl Gane. Gane steps in. He throws well right and a left, but eats a left uppercut from Ngannou.
Gane looks loose, man.
Yeah.
And Francis looks traditional. I mean, like, that's the difference. You see someone who is trained in kickboxing and MMA so proficiently that they're changing up their stance and feel very loose. And then Francis is cutting through straightforward, which can be very effective, but he's not executing with enough aggression or quickness in order to make that a difference maker in the second round.
Kick to the body, leading into a couple of shots from Ngannou. 3:08 left to go. It's been a game of not so hide and go seek, but more just kind of catch as catch can. An overhand left landed by Ngannou, followed up by an overhand left by Gane. Gane leads in significant strikes, 21-10 so far. And that is a big indicator to how this fight has gone. Gane using his ability to get inside, an overhand right missed by Ngannou, landing strikes into this fight. Ngannou pressing Gane up against the fence. The interim champion might be probably winning this round. Trying to go for a double underhook, trying to push out Ngannou into the center of the octagon, and he does. Might have got clipped by Ngannou a little bit. Tried to go for a push kick, ate a left, but missed the right. Did Gane. 2:19 left to go. In round number 2, a kick to the knee by Ngannou. Both men spinning head kick, but Ngannou eats it. Clipped him in the back of the head, didn't catch him fully. And Ngannou stepped on through, tried to land a shot. Gane landing a shot of his own. Shot to the body, missed by the champion. 2 minutes left to go in round number 2. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler, Case Harts, and Stephanie Sotilli. This is a fight for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Herb Dean, your referee.
This feels a little academic, Matt, honestly. You have Gane, who is limber, loose, and coming in and out with strikes. And then you have Francis, who's coming in with aggression and a tremendous amount of power, and it could end the fight at any time, but Gane looks so swift comparatively.
PJ Simpson saying, this sucks. Gane knows how to leg kick. Sadly. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Another leg kick by Gane, just knacking and spinning back kick to the midsection, missed by Gane. Having a little bit of fun here, looking like he's playing with Ngannou, which is a dangerous game. I don't know.
I wouldn't fucking do that. But also, Ciryl Gane winning a fight against Francis Ngannou on a numbered UFC pay-per-view for a heavyweight title. Listen, I'm not going to say that I'm the authority of knowledge over someone who's doing that well, but, you know, I just think he can end your fucking night at any moment, so maybe don't fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Oh. Overhand left missed by Ngannou. 30 seconds now in counting. Oh, and a shot to the body by Gane sent Ngannou back. He missed his own left hand after that right from Gane. 22 seconds now left to go in round number 2. Gane trying to step away from Ngannou. Ngannou trying to step in. Gane trying to keep his distance with 10 seconds left to go in the round. Kick by Gane, checked by the knee of Ngannou. 5 seconds left to go in this round, and another leg kick by Gane, and we will go to round number 3 in Anaheim, with this one possibly 19 apiece, or maybe 2018 for Ciryl Gane.
I gotta give it 2 rounds to Gane, but I will step away for 2 seconds and I'll be right back. But yeah, I mean, Gane is looking loose, and if I was Francis Ngannou, I'd be feeling the weight of all this. I'll be right back.
We take a look at the chat here. Logic Win saying easy work for Gane. Driver Dan saying Ngannou's going to gas out. ZZ Flyer saying Ngannou has some self-doubts for sure. That is certainly true. Driver Dan saying Gane leading the dance certainly is. And Trigger T saying sound like Gane is up. You can give him round 1. You definitely give him round 2. But right now, for Francis Ngannou in his corner, what do you do to try to open this fight up? How do you make him the aggressor? How do you utilize all the other skills you've been working on in the 5 fights between that Derek Lewis loss and tonight? Nick making an excellent point. Leg kicks will break Ngannou in the later rounds as long as he keeps chipping away. Ngannou, if he can't drive through with his legs, he can't drive through on those power shots, it's going to be really hard for him to be effective. And 2 straight leg kicks by Gane to start round number 3. Ngannou controlling the center of the octagon. Gane pacing. Ngannou trying to find a way inside. Breathing more from the mouth is Ngannou. Gane a little more comfortable, a little more in control. Steps inside, lands a straight right and avoids an uppercut, by Ngannou. 4:29 left to go in the third round of 5. Overhand left missed by Ngannou. Time not on Ngannou's side here. Might be down 2-0. Gane looking comfortable and loose, avoiding 2 left feints from the champion. Throwing a right is Gane. He landed that one. Switching up his stance is Gane. Missing a head kick. Gets a left to the body and a takedown by Ngannou. Ngannou now inside control. Trying to make things happen up against Ciryl Gane. With 3:55 left to go, inside control is the champion. Gane taken down effectively by Ngannou. And right now, the UFC, this is the first fighter Ciryl Gane has taken down Ciryl Gane on his back. First person to put Ciryl Gane on his back in 8 UFC fights. Wow.
I mean, it's just something. I mean, who would thought this would become a question of grappling? Like, goodness. But Ngannou showing an excellent amount of prowess on the ground.
Ngannou inside control, could be trying to pull a guillotine. Slipping out of it is Gane. Almost got the guillotine. Did Ngannou, and now trying to go after the arm. Left hand from the champion to Ngannou. Now Gane giving up his back to Ngannou. The champion landing shots, trying to possibly pull an armbar. Now in the variation of side control, letting Gane get up, and now Ngannou takes the back and now backpacks Gane. Gane finds a way out of it, but Ngannou could pull for a guillotine here, trying to lock it in, pressed up against the fence, and slipping out of it is Gane, the interim champion, finding a way back to being bipedal. 2:39 left to go in the round, and now Gane pressing Ngannou up against the fence.
Francis Ngannou looking like a full-ass MMA fighter right now with the level of ground prowess. Brava. I'm here
Over
for it.
2.5 was -125. Under 2.5 was -110. And now Ngannou, after getting Gane on a slip again, still holding on. Ngannou being held by the pants, I believe, by Gane. Almost getting wedged by the interim champion. They continue their cha-cha slide, pressed up against the fence here. Close like that scene in Police Academy. You know which one I'm talking about. I don't need to say it. 1:57 left to go in the round. Ngannou trying to stifle Ciryl Gane, who has dominated the first 2 rounds of this fight. Ngannou, with the takedown in this round, might be doing enough to make it 2-1 in Gane's favor. 1:40 left to go in the round. 1:36 left to go, pardon me. Both men pressed up against the fence. Right hand landed by Ngannou. Trying to go into a clinch and a spinning double back elbow by Ciryl Gane. He did a tornado elbow. It was like Terry Funk with the ladder. 1:21 left to go in round number 3. Gane controlling the center of the octagon. Another savate kick by the French athlete. Overhand right, not landed by Ngannou, but he lands a right and then a left to the kidneys of Ciryl Gane.
I mean, I have Ngannou in this round, but I don't know. Gane doesn't look overly gassed. No, I
Gane's
worry.
breathing a little heavier though now. Significant strikes. Ngannou landing 21 of 66 for 22%. Ngannou landing 61 of his significant strikes. So right now, a head kick kind of grazed Ngannou. Ngannou steps inside, gets barely an uppercut to the midsection, and takes down Ciryl Gane. Just grabbed him by the waist and kind of wheelbarrowed him down.
It's truly remarkable, Matt. I mean, this is a version of heavyweight fighting that, like, I don't know if you've seen two guys this proficient in this many things. Oh my god.
Francis Ngannou beat his previous record of 1 successful takedown with 2 successful takedowns. Congratulations, Francis. And now just piecing up Gane in the ribs as both men tried to get up as we end round number 4 here in Anaheim. I would give that round right now. I would give that round to Francis Ngannou for the 2 takedowns and the way he was able to start that and finish that round. He was effective and was able to get these takedowns and able to stymie Gane in a lot of ways in this round. It's a 10-9 round, no stretch of it being a 10-8 round. But right now, it's, a real...
No, I got a 2-1 for Gane, but, like... There's a big question that I think happens here in terms of, like, okay, someone pivoted in game plan and executed well and has my number now. I have to not fuck up for 2 rounds with a powerhouse. And, we talked about cardio, and I was in the same camp as Case on this, where I thought Gane would have been the cardio beast in here, but the level of ground work that Ngannou did was really impressive. I don't know. This is a confusing fucking fight, kids.
Yeah, and we are in round number 4 for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Gane starts things off with a leg kick, then a push kick. 15 seconds gone by in round number 4. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler, our producer, Case Harts, our head of the chat, our community manager, Stephanie Sotilli. Straight Left. This is a production of Combat Culture via SBN MMA, a production of MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow. For more information, go to those websites. Don't be a douche. 4:21 left to go in round number 4. Gane circling around here. Kick to the body by Francis Ngannou. Gane feigning with a right punch and then a right kick, but then lands another knee kick, lands a second knee kick. One more knee kick from Gane. And Ngannou getting pieced up with those kicks to the knee by Ciryl Gane, lands a right to the midsection, right into the stomach, and then a leg kick from both fighters, and then a straight right from Gane. And Ngannou pacing, slow, more lethargic than Gane. Gane's more open and bouncing and dancing, doing a lot of work for the judges. Another kick to that left knee by Francis Ngannou.
I'd agree with that, Matt. I feel like Ngannou might be gassed.
More than likely. He is more than likely Cook City All-Stars. But he's got to rebuild that energy. He's got another round and a half here against Ciryl Gane to keep his title. Overhand left landed that time by Francis Ngannou. Right now on my unofficial scorecard is two rounds to 1 for Gane. Gane looking impressive here. A kick to the knee that time by Ngannou, but a kick to the chest by Gane. Another kick to that left knee by Ciryl Gane to Francis Ngannou. A kick to the body. Ngannou gets stopped, but Gane pressed up against the fence now. Tried to go for a takedown, tried to go for a hip toss on Francis Ngannou, but the champion was not allowing any of that. 2:48 left to go in round number 4. Both men trying to get the takedown or break free. Gane trying to press off, and another takedown by Ngannou. Ngannou now on the side, trying to get Gane down to the floor, all the way down to the canvas now in a variation of side control. Gane possibly giving his back to Ngannou. In the Luther Campbell now is Ciryl Gane. 2:24 left to go in the round. This is how Ngannou won round 3, in my opinion, was the takedown, controlling the pace, and trying to pull submissions. Sure, Gane got out of it, but the champion was making the interim champion work here, and in a couple of uppercuts landed by Ngannou. Both men now in the T-bow position.
It's a game of points, Matt. I mean,
Yep.
the takedown counts for a lot, and if you're continually going for submissions and you're active the way that Francis Ngannou is, like, who the fuck thought, Francis Ngannou, he might win by his dogged effort for submission tenacity. Like
Had to get back up again, but Ngannou just dive bombed him when he tried to go for a takedown by picking the knee of Ngannou. Both men back up to a vertical base. Gane pressed against the fence, and another takedown by Ngannou. 4 takedowns in this fight now for the UFC champion. Technically 5.
you got to give the round to Ngannou because of that, though.
No, well, that's why I gave him the 3rd round, and that's why I'm probably going to give him the 4th and a right hand by Ngannou. Gane trying to pull a choke here. Ngannou trying to pull a choke for a second. Now back on the ground. Trying to go for a submission is Ngannou, trying to press the shoulder into the jaw. 3 minutes and 3 seconds, over 3:03 in ground control time, is Francis Ngannou. Not what we expected in this fight. We expected a lot more striking from Ngannou, but now making Gane walk to the fence, expending more energy, and now Ngannou standing. Gane, and a knee to the jaw by Francis Ngannou to Ciryl Gane. Tried to pull the guillotine. Gane pulled off, and for his troubles, he got kneed in the jaw. 30 seconds left to go in round number 4. Both men pressed up against the fence. Gane being mounted by Ngannou while he's sitting upright. And now once again giving his back to Ngannou. 17 seconds left to go in the round. Both men pressed up against the fence, feeling as tired as me and Brendan are after living a full day as human beings. In 7 seconds left to go in the round now. Ngannou holding Gane in place. 2 seconds left to go and keeping him down. And we're going to go to round 5. And Brendan, in my opinion, this fight's all tied up.
This fight's all tied up, and we've seen an advantage from Ngannou. Like, who the fuck would have called it? It's like, hey, man, you know what you need to do, Francis Ngannou, person who punches out everyone all the time. To the ground. And lo and behold, he has, and it's been great. And repeatedly, there's been this shifting thing of, like, who has the resting heart rate? Who feels in control?
Well,
and
Gane
last
is
30
breathing heavy here.
Sure, fucks him right up. And an impressive display of grappling by Francis Ngannou. Not necessarily that it was like, oh my god, this heavyweight Damian Maia. No, it's the pressure and the opportunities that he created for himself and the level of exhaustion that he created strategically in a later set of rounds. Like, I don't think he purposefully lost the first 2 rounds. I'm not arguing that. However, I think when you can pivot in strategy like that, execute that well, and do it in a discipline that is not necessarily your own, that's greatness. And if he pulls it, I'm going to be real fucking stoked. And either way, this is one of the great heavyweight fights.
Gane right now is a plus 210 underdog. A plus 210 favorite. Ngannou a minus 295 underdog. I guess because it's the 5th round, but I have round 3 and round 4 to Ngannou. Gane swinging for the fences with a right hand.
I mean, Ngannou can put this out any time, though. Like, if we're scoring appropriately, it'd be all tied up.
Yeah, but the odds don't reflect that. Kick to the knee, but it also could just be predicting Ngannou gasses out in this round. 4:15 left to go. Loading up that right hand, throwing that straight right hand is Gane. 3 straight to the midsection, throwing a left straight to the jaw of Ngannou. Ngannou looking possibly for another takedown opportunity. That's how he won 3 and 4 according to our unofficial scorecards, which is written hastily on the back of a Denny's menu. Gane going for a takedown, but Ngannou captures them, and both men down now. I don't know who you give that takedown to. Case, if you want to let us know who that probably will be judged towards, that'd be great. But now Gane on top, trying to go inside control. Both men rolling through. Gane trying to keep down Ngannou grappling his way out of this. Lands a left to the face of Ciryl Gane. Gane now on his back, pseudo-Luthez position, trying to stack possibly into the mount. Ngannou trying to climb up Gane. Ngannou in on his back, sweeps out Ciryl Gane and changes position with 3:13 left to go. And both men now grappling and now inside control. Ciryl Gane covered inside control. You could count. The referee could count here if this was wrestling. Leg is hooked, shoulders are down, and then Gane grabs the leg. Gane going for an ankle lock. Gane trying to pull the submission. Ciryl Gane trying to get the submission of Francis Ngannou, and Ngannou no-selling it, trying to roll through. 2:42 left to go, and Ngannou finds a way out of it, and now trying to turn it over, and Gane's still on the leg. Gane is still holding on to the ankle of Francis Ngannou, and Ngannou no-selling it. This attempt by Gane, and Ngannou trying to work, and Gane holding on to Ngannou's leg like a child holding on to their dad so they don't go to work, and Ngannou inside control now. 2:17 left to go in this fight. Trying to pull the choke. Ngannou trying to pull the choke here. 2:10 left to go. Ngannou trying to get over the leg of Ciryl Gane, pressing his shoulder underneath the throat of the interim champion, extending out the left arm of Ciryl Gane, lighting up the midsection, lighting up the rib cage, pressuring now is Ngannou. Oh, a punch to the stomach once again by Francis Ngannou. In terms of ground control time, over 5 minutes and 15 seconds for the defending champion. Inside control still is Francis Ngannou. 1:38 left to go. Gane's best chance to win was just about 45 seconds ago. Ngannou on top of Gane now. Figure fouring around the right thigh of Ciryl Gane. 1:24 left to go in the fight. Ngannou trying to get the victory, trying to pull inside control. Gane fighting out of it. Now Gane almost getting guillotined. Ngannou once again trying to go for the guillotine, but a lazy one refrains and then goes for punches. And now Ngannou almost in that position for a guillotine again, has the left arm around the head of Ciryl Gane. 1 minute left to go. Ngannou allows Gane to get out of it. Shots by Ngannou, keeping Gane down. We have gone over 6 minutes of ground control time for Francis Ngannou in this fight. I don't think anybody saw this going that deep, let alone Ngannou controlling the ground like that. And Gane trying to pull for a guillotine with 40 seconds left to go, but the champion trying to power his neck out of it. Trying to create something here is Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane has the guillotine. Left hand by the champion, and he punches his way out of it. Gane giving up with 25 seconds left to go in the fifth and final round. Ngannou grapevining the right leg of Ciryl Gane. 18 seconds left to go in this fight. Ngannou landing a left, and once again keeping that left arm, that left bicep, and now forearm underneath the throat of Ciryl Gane. 8 seconds left to go in the round. Ngannou can try to pull once again, but Gane had a position for a choke, and we are going to go to the scorecards in Anaheim. Good Lord, goddamn, what a grapple fuck. Brendan, your thoughts?
It was so even. Fuck, Matt. I really don't know. I mean, for me, I think my litmus test is usually who's in control at the end of the fifth. If we're dealing with this is a split decision, but like, Gane laid in the strikes.
Coming in from our own instant feedback, our guest in the room said Brendan looks like a sad wife. It looks sad, like the wife of an astronaut washing a lunch.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Fuck, that's good. Oh,
very good.
Oh, sweet Batman Jesus.
But more or less, that's how I feel, because I'm just like, fuck it, did we just watch? We've watched so much weird. Like, I thought Moreno
Nothing has been status quo tonight, and it bothers both of us
so much. Like, my confidence in this is absolute dog shit. Who would have thought that Francis Ngannou would have pulled beautiful strategy by doing really good ground game, takedowns, shit like that? Ciryl Gane, yeah, of course he was going to come in with, like, weird first strikes. But, like, this was a weirder fight than I could have anticipated. I don't know if I'm going to be happy if either of them win. I think, frankly, you need to run it back.
Anyone would finish, but the monsters lasted 5. How, according to Wabi Sabi?
Yeah, what the fuck are we dealing with? Listen, any one of these shots, a weird eyebrow twinge would have knocked me out from either one of these guys. Fuck.
Ugh. We have over 1,000 people watching us in the chat tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a weird, wacky, and wild evening here on Combat Culture. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Brendan Sokler. The person in the chat is Stephanie Sotilli. Our producer, one more time for the people in the back, is Case Harts. And Thomas Alvona, how close was that footlock? It was close. But let's go to the scorecards brought to you by my fragile white male ego. After 5 rounds, we're going to the scorecards for the decision.
Matt, predict before
Ngannou, 48-47.
I got Gane.
48-47. 49-46 for Francis Ngannou. 49-46. What? I would not give that 4-1, but Ciryl Gane got outworked tonight. 2 beautiful game plans, but Gane did not expect Francis Ngannou to control over a quarter of the fight on the ground, or over a fifth of the fight, pardon me, on the ground.
You know what I'll say, Matt? Fantastic work by Francis Ngannou. My prediction still stands. My previous idea of this is like we have this very interesting thing where like Gane really had some excellent octagon control, threw some amazing strikes, and you could argue handedly got some of those rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But hot damn, the pivot from Ngannou, and like the last 3 rounds, come on, man, it was amazing work. And like, listen, I love MMA as much as I've loved this any sport in my life, but I think part of what makes it magical is when you get a fighter with this level of fight intelligence that has the ability to go, hey, I'm not winning doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who the fuck thought Francis Ngannou would win this fight via grappling? That's what we saw tonight. We saw amazing fight after amazing fight, star-making performance, and then Francis Ngannou and Ciryl Gane in a fight that we're like, is it going to be a knockout fest? And then it's, hey, were you where Francis Ngannou could fucking
Have you met our Lord
like
and Savior, the grapple fuck?
Yeah. Holy shit. Like, so deeply impressive. Such a good performance by everyone. Like, I don't know, man. I think we're very lucky that we got to call this one.
Yeah, this was an all-time great card for us on Combat Culture. Exciting to start what is going to be a great 2022 for all of us.
Banger 2022. Thank you, Case. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Olive, for calming down. And thank you to our friends who decided to watch this tonight.
Yeah. Stanley Franklin asking, when's our next broadcast? Our next broadcast is February 12th for UFC 271, a.k.a. Brendan Sokler's birthday weekend. Thank you, Trigger D. Tokarady saying, bad as Francis ever. Yes, that is true. That is true.
That BFE energy.
And also, thank you to saw a lot of new faces, a lot of new names in the chat tonight. Saw a bunch of people that are always with us. If you're joining us for the first time across any of the platforms you're watching us on, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're watching us on YouTube, ring the notification bell. We're live for every UFC pay-per-view, and maybe, who knows, we might be live for every major boxing pay-per-view in 2022 as well. A lot of things in the works, a lot of things being talked about, and we can't wait to bring it
Matt,
to you.
let me tag in on that. If you have stuff that you want to see in the new year, because the last couple of years are all chaos, and if you want to have your best version of what we're doing, we want to bring that to you. So let us know. Tweet at MMA Mania. Tweet at us. It's our names. And holler and let us know what you want, because, like, God, what a great card we've had. What a great show we've had. And we'd like to just keep bringing it to you. So if you have great ideas, we have great ears. So holler.
Certainly. So be sure to do that. And shout out to Brendan 6, our 8th show together. Having a lot of fun.
Is this only our 8th show together?
It's been a long year. But thank you to Charlene. Thank you, friends. This chat is the best. It is. We are building a really fun, awesome community here tonight, here with this show, and we want to keep building it. So thank you. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ciryl Gane being interviewed right now, and it's been a fun night, been a fun card. Hard to give a specific fight of the night. I think Moreno and Figueiredo is at the top of that list, but fighter of the night might be Syed Nurmagomedov. You can also say the same thing about our opening fight, about Michael Morales. You could talk about Michel Pereira as well. Like him and Andre Fiallo had a great fight. That might be
That's my fight of the night.
That's
my fight
I would give it to Moreno Figueiredo, but that's right up there for me. I think that all these fights earned bonus money tonight. Michael Giles, Syed Nurmagomedov both earned performance bonuses. I think Pereira and Fiallo and Moreno and Figueiredo both got fight of the night bonuses.
I'm going little league rules. Everyone's getting a bonus because who could you deny a bonus tonight? Like, really? Like, even if you were put in that position of power, like, holy shit, man. Everyone showed the fuck up tonight. And Ciryl Gane, not going away. Francis Ngannou, proving himself the bad bitch that we all knew he was. And, like, we get to now have the conversation of who comes next for Francis Ngannou. I don't think this is a rematch. I think Ciryl Gane gets to marinate for, like, a second. I think he's in a very similar position that Francis was, like, 2-3 years ago, where, like, he got his first L. Like
Brendan, just coming in over Twitter because we didn't able to get the captioning for the interview. Ngannou had a torn MCL.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, it was Mick Maynard and not Dana White who put the belt around Ngannou's waist. Dun dun dun.
Where is Dana? Did he buy up a sports league with The Rock? What's going on?
I believe that Dana did not want Ngannou and Dana have heat, and one did not want to be around the other, and well, that's what happened.
I'd buy that for $1. I'd also say that the Project Rock announcement is very exciting, and I'm excited to see where our sport goes and where we go. And I'm excited for this next year with you guys. So please let us know what you want and holler at us. And if you have any fun ideas and weird ideas, let's get weird. Let's have a fun year. This was amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for all the comments, for the great calls. George Casimas talking to our Dr. Pepper, sentient Dr. Pepper in the chat that Mr. Pibb is better. This is an argument that can be had, and since I'm going to have checkers after this broadcast, we might have a Mr. Pibb in the house. But we appreciate you all. Stipe versus Ngannou might be the fight that we might see around 3. We might see John Jones. We might see Greg Hardy because life is terrible. We don't know what it will be, but the next time we'll be with you is on February 12th for UFC 271. That one, not only does it have Tai Tuivasa against Derek fucking Lewis, but we also get Bobby Knuckles once again going up against Kamaru Usman. I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good. It's almost as good as Greg Hardy losing his spot on this card because he's already a fucking loser. Fuck you, Greg. Anyway, this was a fantastic card, and we had a utterly good time. And we look forward to hanging out with you guys in the new year, and also on dunking on Greg Hardy for any card that the UFC unwisely decides to book this piece of shit jabroni, talentless fucking hack, wife beater piece of shit on.
I thought up until the wife beater part, I thought you were talking about me, but I'm glad it was about Greg Hardy.
No, you have talent, Matt.
Aw, that's yes, and being a bad person. But on that note, Case, thank you so much for joining us. As always, shout out to Steph and Olive the Fat Baby and our guest that was in the studio tonight. And Brendan, as always, thank you for being alongside me on this weird-ass wild journey through the world of the violence. But until next time, everybody, be cool to everybody, be nice, be smart, follow me on Twitter, and as always, Baba Booey.
And fuck Greg Hardy.